When you have power, the way you behave is different. It's like a man. If you are broke, you are humble, you are gentle, you are nice, right? Oh, you are good. You are broke, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Small money comes into your pocket now, then that's the day you will bath. That's the day you wear your nice shirt and nice shoes. And now you go to town to chill. That is when you see your real value. When a man is broke, he's the best. He's gentle, he's honest, he's God-fearing, hallelujah, amen, Hail Mary. The day money enters his pocket is the day he shows that he's a burger, he's in town. So politicians are similar. Now they have power. Apart from power, now they have money in their pocket. Now they drive in V8s. Now they have bodyguards. Now they have drivers. This is the time that you need to temper down. You have to temper. The code of temper, the code of conduct was supposed to bring down their worst vices and eschew their virtues. So far, we are missing that.
Very well. Elvis, let me come to you on this matter, and then we're still looking at the optics of it, and the argument some make that pardoning Sammy Gyamfi will set a bad precedent. But then also, if you look at the avenues available to the president in the code of conduct, demanding an apology is one. The gentleman willingly and freely offered an apology publicly. So should this suffice?
Okay, thank you, Nana. Let me read this. What is legal may keep one out of prison, but it is what is ethical that keeps public trust alive. I want you to keep the word public trust alive. In this light, the debate is not about whether Sammy Gyamfi should be prosecuted. No. It is whether he should be held to ethical standard his own party and he himself have championed for others. Okay? When ethics are enforced only when convenient or dismissed entirely unless tied to a legal breach, then the moral spine of a government collapses.
Where are you reading this from?
I don't need, I just
Classified.
I read this because, see, I want the public to understand that when we talk about the issue of Sammy Gyamfi and the rest, I think Monday you asked a question whether people are saying he should be sacked. And I said, oh, if the president should sack him, this will be the consequences. If the president did not, this and then the social media buzz was as if I'm the one calling for his head and all attacks. But see, we are talking about issue of ethics here. And that's why I read what I've read. In the frame of ethics, it is not about what law did the person breach. The moment you reduce it to that, you are losing it. And that's why I said we should take note of the word public trust. Public trust. And the spine of a government. So you see, you may be using legalities to say the person has done anything, has not done anything wrong. But then you risk losing the public trust and the spine of a government may collapse. I will sound a word of caution to President Mahama that with what has happened in the Sammy Gyamfi issue, it clearly brings to the fore the issue of ethical codes that are not binding by law, and then the discretion of what punishment should be meted out is just in the hands of the president. What happens in this case is that because it is a code of conduct that is not legally binding, and whatever punishment that we meted out is the discretion of the president, whichever way the president exercises that discretion, the possibility that a section of the public will disagree with him as to what he has done is high. And if it continues, because this is just the first one, that's what I'm saying, that there are useful lessons here. If this should continue and appointees begin to do things that the public complains about, that they think that it breaches the code of conduct, and then the president, through his discretion, decides to issue out certain punishment. If it grows, and the growing concern among the public is that the kind of punishment the president is issuing to these people, they think that it's not commensurate with what they think the people have done. What that will lead to is the loss of trust in the government. And that is where the collapse of governance comes in. And that is where the party is likely to pay for it in the next election. I believe that this punishment that has been given, there are even die-hard NDC people now who will disagree, who may think that the president has been lenient with Sammy Gyamfi. They have their own views why they think so. So when you leave the punishment to discretion, you also leave room for people to also conclude or come up with arguments that they disagree with whatever punishment you are meting out. And for that reason, they are likely to accuse you of favoritism or any other thing. So I think that the president has shown the commitment to making appointees behave in a certain way. But I think if we leave it in the realm of a code of conduct that is not enforceable because it's a policy by a government, if the president is not careful and his appointees continue to misbehave, maybe after Sammy Gyamfi, maybe a year, you have about 5 or 6 cases that would generate the kind of public uproar that was generated around Sammy Gyamfi's issue. And then the action the president will take also becomes another source of controversy. Then the government will suffer the risk of losing public trust in the minds of several people who may be accusing the president of wrongly or discretionary power that they think that they disagree with. It's the president's discretion. So whatever punishment he issues out, that is what he feels should be done. But the truth of the matter is that the public also have their own expectations of what they think should have been done. And therefore, if any decision the president takes, a lot of members of the public believes that the president has been lenient to somebody, then they will begin to form opinions about how the president is doing his work. So for me, the question I will send to President Mahama this morning is that what he has done shows that he is committed to make sure his appointees behave. I will urge him that instead of this policy, which is not binding by law, the conduct of public officers bill has been sitting in the Attorney General's department. I will advise the president that to deal with whatever credibility deficits that will affect him if these things should continue for a longer time, the best thing I would suggest to him is that you get Attorney General to work, get a look at that bill again, and they should send it to Parliament to be passed. The benefit of that is that once that bill gets passed, it becomes law. In that bill, it will be spelled out that if you do A, your punishment will be this. If you do B, the punishment will be that. And then when people do things like that and they have to be punished, it's no longer the discretion of the president. So then whatever action that is taken against that person, the president will no longer be blamed. People will no longer be attacking the president that he's favoring somebody above it. Everyone will say you breach a law. And the law says this is the punishment for what you have done. So if you are being punished, it's the law that is punishing you. It's the law that is taking the decision as to what should be done and not the president. And I believe that will save him a lot because the boldness to even launch the code of ethics, he needs to be commended that he realizes that appointees might do things differently. But there is a crisis there. There's a deficit there that whatever punishment that can be meted out will also based on his discretion. And the more of these things will happen and how he applies that discretion. If it turns out that a large chunk of the public or a section of the public disagree with the kind of punishment he metes out to people, then the possibility is that there's going to be a loss of public trust in his government. There's going to be the spine of the government is going to be one that people will question. And when it gets to that means that the NDC's chances in 2028 elections really is under threat. And I don't think that that's what the president wants to leave behind. I don't think that's what the NDC wants. So for me, the discretion will always come under scrutiny. And people have their own expectations. So if it is not codified in law that if you do this, you'll be given this punishment. But now it's the president's discretion. No matter how he exercises that discretion, there will be a group of people who will disagree with him. As Doc has said, look, there were civil society organizations who have spoken ahead of this, and they were all asking for investigation, suspension, and all these things. These are civil society organizations. We all know how their words influence society. Now, all that they've called for, based on what Felix is telling us, that means that suspension or further investigation is not going to take place. You understand it? So those sentiments will be with the CSOs that we thought that the best thing to do was to get investigation or to suspend the gentleman, but none of that has been done. Already, those CSOs, in this particular issue, they have a trust issue with you because what they think should have been done is not what the president has recommended. But if it's the law that says this should be done, nobody's recommendations matters anymore. The law will just be made to work, and everybody will say, okay, it is the law that has been applied to the person in this case. Then the president doesn't suffer that deficit of he is exercising discretion in a way some group of people disagree with him.
Doc, you know going off on the tangent that he just talked about election as today. If you think this early, 4 months into the machine that the president is even tested like this, do you know what is going to happen when the heir apparent in the NDC begins the succession battles and the succession wars next year to succeed President Mahama? Do you know what is going to happen when next year, next 2 years, when they start to begin, when the camps emerge, those who are going to lead him, lead after him? Do you know what happens when the chief of staff's people start their line, when the party chairman's people start their lines, and then that happens? That is where the problem is. That is where we are saying the president is digging a hole for himself. Because once the succession plan starts, once the different parties, people in the party are saying, okay, we are supporting the chief of staff, we are supporting the national chairman, we are supporting Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, we are supporting this things. Then if one of them does something and you now go to support them, it will look as if the president is taking sides. It will look, so that is what we are saying, that don't do that. Start with a strong hand, be fair and be objective in this. In the position, the NDC talked about what? Moral absolutism. They were moral and even ethical absolutes in opposition. Right is right, wrong is wrong, it must be done. That is why, you can see that almost everything that happened, the NDC never made it look like there's a gray area. It's right or it's wrong. That is so-called moral absolutism. Today, you are in power, and what you are advocating is moral relativism. Oh, this is not that big. I hear somebody say, oh, is it wrong to give money to a needy person? The person is not a needy person. And I don't see people giving dollars to needy people. My friend just joined us. If you go to his village in Bembela, Dr. Computer said, yesterday he was saying it. We all go to our hometowns. My hometown, we were together yesterday. He told me that in his hometown of Bembela, when he goes there, he shares dollars, and I said that we've not captured him yet. So he said it yesterday. He will confirm what he said yesterday. We all do good things. But you're not like, it's like me giving this Dr. Computer money. The guy has all the money. Why would I give him money? And say it's charity. How is that charity? How is that helping somebody? Right now, yes, we're saying if you're giving money and this and no, you don't keep a lot of dollars in your back in the boot of your car, and then you are spending them like you are a rap star in the Las Vegas strip club, and then you say that is helping the charity, helping the poor. That's not helping the poor. My point is that Ghanaians, if you think this is bad, wait until the Game of Thrones in the NDC begins. If you think this is bad, wait until the succession plans begin. If you think this is bad, wait until Chief of Staff takes a form, wait until National Chairman takes a form, wait until Honorable Haruna Iddrisu takes a form, wait until the NDC falls into camps.
Are you suggesting aspirants for the NDC?
I'm not suggesting, I'm just telling you that. I'm telling you that these are the people that I know will want to succeed President Mahama, and they are going to go and fight. And I'm telling you that wait until they pick the forms, wait until the battle starts. And when that battle royale begins, that is when you will see that this code of conduct will become one of the most useless documents, because it's going to be thrown out. At that time, you will have no moral or ethical upper hand to punish anybody. Because the moment you punish one, it will look as if, let's say my brother here is supporting the Chief of Staff. And then he goes and gives dollars in Bembela at the funeral, and you suspend him. But immediately, they're going to think that you're against, you understand? My point is, don't put your employees in such a strong position when it comes to discretion. Bring down the hammer, do the right thing. And so people would think that you are a fair king. So far, you look like a king who is unable or unwilling to make the difficult decisions, and that's bad.
Good morning, Doc. Dr. Asofo Tanko Rashid Computer, CEO of Gift, has joined us. Good to have you.
He's a big time CEO, you know that, right? He's always wearing tie and looking very powerful.
Doc, thanks for
yes.
We're discussing the issue of your colleague Sammy Gyamfi and the fact that the president has decided to pardon him.
Yes.
This should end all discussions on the matter, shouldn't it?
Very well. I mean, let me say good morning to Dr. Zatu and my friend, you as well, and the good people of Bembela constituency. I mean, I'm from Bembela, so when I do that, Zatu is not comfortable. I've declined his invitation this morning. He's inviting me to
He wants to be MP for Bembela. Who is the current MP? Is it Dominic Nitiwo? Oh, you want to take on Dominic?
I said, okay. I've declined your invitation. Yes, and let me put it on record. You see, when you go to our funeral grounds, he knows it, how we do it. In up north, we don't share dollars there. That's not what we do. Yes, but he knows that we do what we call cheerful give out. When they don't beat us and then are giving the appellations and all that, you sprinkle money on them if you have it. Even if you don't have, you have to look for somebody to give you and you also give. It's part of our tradition.
But not dollars.
No, don't deal dollars. Of course, I mean, that one there is this. And I'm saying that as of last week and then, no, in fact, from Monday up to Tuesday, we've been saying it's much ado about nothing. It was just, they were just blowing hot air. You know, MPP, with their style of doing things, they are looking for scandals for John Dramani government. For the 4 year going to the 5th, 4 months going to the 5th month, they have not seen even one scandal. They are worried. What is these people's secret? That they have started governing this country for the past 4 months and no even single one scandal. Compare that one to what happened in 2017. Full of scandals. From January to February, we're inundated with scandals. Boss scandals, contaminated fuel. Sure. They were sharing it like toffees, left and right. Dr. Zato and his people were just destroying the country from onset. Here, the man is on top of his job. The presidency is on top of his job. We have brought sanity into the presidency. We have brought some kind of respect, high respect to the presidency. You see, these days they can go and even demonstrate in the night. You see these people? They were telling us the presidency is a what? It's a security. So don't even look. If we hadn't stopped these people, I'm sure they would have asked Texas and Trotros not to pass that route again. Because the way that at the path at which they were cruising, if we hadn't stopped them in December, they would have stopped people from using that route. But today, what do you see? The presidency is like a chief palace. I have visited my brother Zato's hometown. I know the place very well. It's lovely to go to the palace. Everybody goes there. It's open to everybody. It's just like the presidency. Your mama has made it very. It's for you. The governance is for you people. That is why you won't see scandal. So they shouldn't hold on a straw and think that Sammy Gyamfi has done something serious. Even yesterday we met and I was telling him, you should show which part of this constitution that he has violated anything. The code of conduct, none. But he took it upon himself, a gentleman, and apologized and said maybe there was some indiscretion on my part. Forgive me. That is not what I meant. Not what I'm going to do. So they cannot equalize it with anything. They were trying to bring in those who have open bank accounts in their bedrooms and hoarded all our dollars and pounds, everything in there. And the presidency started writing love letters. Have you seen your mama writing love letters to anybody before even inviting him? No. Unlike this, they were writing love letters and ascribing or astutness to the people and thinking that those people were clean and nothing will happen to them before they even invited them to listen to them. Compare that one to what we are doing now. You see, there's a mark of difference. Change come and things are being sanitized. And I'm saying that people are enjoying the better governance that we have promised them. And that is why I was so happy. As soon as it happened, the chief of staff invited Sammy Gyamfi to listen to him. At that time, the president was not in town. He came, they briefed him, and they took cognizance of his apology. Okay? And caution that, look, now be careful with people around. Look, we are all vulnerable. Very vulnerable. When I come out and I'm going to my car, I see a lot of people come around there. And some of them, they come with genuine problems. And the issue is so compelling that looking at the situation there, if you have something in your pocket, you give them. Now I'll give it, and some idiot is just using a camera and snapping there. I'm going to put it out there. And then everybody is saying we must discuss it, we must go everywhere and start talking about it. You know the trouble the person was going through at the time I gave it this thing.
So it's a matter of self-awareness.
I'm saying self-awareness. And look, and you know what? Even your private discussion, you are sitting with somebody, you don't even know what the person is thinking.
Yeah.
And the person is recording or filming you. And bring it, and then they say, hey, MPP, you are never going to do press conference. Today, if my wife has a miscarriage and there's a problem, they will go and do press conference and say, computer wife has a miscarriage. And therefore, we must investigate it. Is that what we are going? Is that how the absurdity of what you are going? And then yesterday, I was telling my good brother, look, he went, his people were looking for GCs and he gave them. Dr. Zato here. Yeah. He presented Jesus and with some fat envelope. Oh, he knows it. He can't deny it. Some fat envelope, brown envelope.
Hey.
Can you see through the brown envelope what is inside?
We saw the counting of dollars.
But we saw the envelope. He agreed there was an envelope, big one. So what was in that envelope?
Yes, too big. So
and I'm saying, I see, we didn't crucify him because we think that these are people in his constituency. They need Jesus. Yeah, he has given them.
Yeah.
And he's supporting them. Maybe the envelope is meant to So some things that we don't know, for his parliamentary beat, he's trying it back again to convince them. So this one, should we come and be talking about it? Should we have the whole press conference and say Zato give the T-shirts, this in JSS and some fat envelope, and therefore we must investigate him. We must let him come and do this. These are the things we
are you concerned about the perception, the kind of perception you to put out there to create?
That is why I'm saying that, you see, we must redefine the kind of thing we talk about our culture and then given. Ghanaians by our culture. You go to a palace, you go to some people, you do something good. Instead of them to even know that you are doing that is services that you are rendering to them. They would rather come with a goat and yams. Meanwhile, you are delivering a service that you are mandated to do. But if you say you will collect the goat and the yam, do you know what they will think about you? You are a very bad man. You don't respect them. So sometimes we collect those things just out of respect. But the service I'm providing is what I'm mandated to do. Are you getting it? Right. But they feel that they're happy that you have come. I'm sure this JSS and the envelope he gave them, they would have given him something in return. We call it token. Now this we call it there's something we call a token. When they bring you even the goat and you are, the cow, you have to even pull some 10 cedis as a parting gift for them.
Right.
You see, it's part of our culture, our tradition. And so when Sami did this thing, it was just out of generosity. The woman was pestering him, asking for fuel. Sure. Give me fuel, give me fuel. Pestering him. And he's a cheerful giver. I know him. I've worked with him in several fronts. During opposition, we did a lot of things together. And I sometimes ask him, he would give her to the extent when you are coming back to the party or he has nothing in his pocket again. And I said, that is how the young man is. Sometimes if people are doing that, watch their background, where they are coming from. You would have seen that they didn't find life easy. So when they see somebody asking for something, they easily want to also reciprocate. But our opponent, they have nothing in this country to offer. 81 seats. They have stolen 7 seats, and we are chasing them for the 7 seats. And so now they are calling, they say 88 seats. That is the problem we are having with them. And so they go out every day, they are holding press conference upon press conference. Sami Gyamfi alone, do you know the number of press conference? Minority did a press conference. They also went to party headquarters, did press conference. They unleashed all their attack dogs onto the media to be talking since yesterday. They were talking all over the place. Dr. Zato and his co were leading the charge, attacking left and right. Nothing to write about. Nothing. Completely nothing. And so let's thank the presidency for bringing sanity into this matter. And the matter is dead. It's gone. Let's just forget of it. And then look at the bread and butter matter, which Zato and Co are enjoying.
You know what?
So fuel prices are going down.
Every single NDC, I'll just come. No, he's my friend. I said every single NDC member has been whipped into line. You've just seen that. He just followed the party's line. And this is the point.
But is it not same on your side?
It's not the NPP alone. This is okay. Our grief is the NPP NDC. We say it's the normal. Ghana Integrity Initiative have come out to condemn this. They too are the NPP. Every single civil society organization that cares about ethics, about morals, about good governance, have come out to condemn this. Are they also NPP? Every one of them have issued this. In fact, Ghana Integrity Initiative has called for a minimum of 2 months or 4 months ban. Are they NPP? So I mean, he would love for it to be the regular NPP NDC dance. So you consider it's just politics as usual. But it is not. There are people in the middle, people who care about values, people who care about ethics, people who care about good governance, who are there, and they have condemned it too. What says ye? What do you say to those people too? That they too have an angle. So great, the NPP has a political angle. What about those people in the middle? What about the ordinary Ghanaians? And I told you yesterday, the biggest upheaval about this is coming from NDC foot soldiers. I have a lot of them. Look, they are on Facebook. They are all talking to me. It is the same NDC people who are mad at this because they think that it is them their chances. What says he about them too? So it is not only the NPP that is talking about this. Civil society organizations, your own foot soldiers, and some of your members who are behind, those who are not yet whipped into line, are also complaining about this. So no. It's not. Every single news journalist worth his salt has also come out to condemn this. And it is precisely because of these gray areas that a code of conduct is important.
Very well. Elvis, the minister in charge of government communications, after the meeting with the chief of staff, told us there would be an investigation. And now he's saying that the pardon and the caution is enough. So that means that the investigation won't happen again. So it brings us back to the issue of communication around matters of public interest.
As I always say, you don't rush to go and say something tomorrow, you say something else. People will drag you. And the politicians always give room for public to drag them. And that's the bottom line. You see, at that time, the decision has not been taken for investigation. You come to say there will be investigation. Now, being faced with the full facts, now they say there will be no investigation. So the question, on what basis did you come to say that there will be investigation? So that's why I said, I see, sometimes government communication should not be in a hurry. It's better to get it right rather than you have to go and say something tomorrow, you come and change your position. It creates a problem of communication deficit for the government. And I don't think that should be happening. You see, Dr. Tanko has said all that a party person will say, okay, which is normal. But you see, as I said, the code of conduct was launched by President Mahama. The government took a decision to do it voluntarily. You see, when I talk about public trust, as I said, when you exercise discretion, in your opinion, this thing that you have done is the right thing. But in the opinion of other people, what you did is not enough. And that is where the public trust issue comes from. So when you are going to rely more on discretion in matters of this nature, you will be creating a deficit for yourself. And this is not the first deficit. They started with the outside declaration. Domelo, who we all know how he did his work as Auditor General, said for him, if he was in charge, he would have fired all those who did not declare. Okay? So if you look at that stance, Domelo completely disagree with President Mahama's position that this 3-month salary should go. If he were the president, he would have fired them.
Yeah, exactly.
But the president took a decision that I will take 3 months and put it in Mahama care. That is the kind of example I want the NDC to look at, that how many people in the society also have the same position like Domelovu. That, Mahama's 3-month salary has taken for them. It's not enough. If I were the person, or I wish the president had taken a harder action. That is the problem you have with discretion. So most of the time, discretion will cost you more than even implementing the law.
Yeah.
That is why I talk about public trust and why we shouldn't reduce issues of ethics and a code of conduct to what law did the person breach. Because ethics and code of conduct have nothing to do with whether somebody has breached a law or not. So the moment you are reducing it to that, you are creating a deficit for yourself. That's why I said that if I am advising President Mahama, I will tell him that as quickly as possible, he should get the Attorney General to work to look at the Conduct of Public Officers Bill and get it passed. See, that will take away the discretion from him. And then the blame people will be blaming him that I disagree with all this your decision. Will no longer be there, because now it will be the person being dealt with based on the law. Not being dealt with based on President Mahama's discretion. And that is where I want the NDC to look at. And I said it and I always say it. See, goodwill will bring you to power. Today, NDC is enjoying the goodwill. But perception is what will take you to opposition. The people disagreeing with President Mahama actions in terms of how he exercises discretion is what is going to lead to the perception. And the perception that is going to make people to say, on this issue, I expected him to do this. He didn't do it. He did it this way. I disagree. So when it comes to the polls, I also want them to have the power to punish you. So for me, it's, as I said, it's a good step that he wants to enforce a certain standard. And I can tell President Mahama that if they don't get that bill passed early, a lot of appointees are going to fall victims to this code of ethics of this, in terms of the discretion. A lot of people are going to be found wanting of what has been launched in the code. And therefore, the earlier they pass the law, that will take away that discretion. The better for the government and the better for President Mahama. But if they delay and they don't pass that law, a lot of appointees along the way will be found one way or the other flouting and you see, Dr. Tanko talk about our culture. If we are building that ethics, the culture should come in. If we think that the culture of giving is something that we think is part of us, what kind of gift can a public official give? Because the president has just talked about what you can receive. You understand it? So then it means that if we are going to pass the law, if you are in public office, it doesn't matter how much money you have. This is what you can do. Because see, I said this somewhere, let me say this. See, when I enter a plane today and I see a public official sitting in business or first class, I'm not interested in where he gets his money. My first thinking is that, hey, this person is spending public money. A public official sitting in a first class. Maybe he bought that ticket by his own money. Maybe he's sitting there on, but the mere fact that the person is in the public office, my perception will be that, this guy is wasting public money. This is how public officials will look at how we look at them on everything. You may have 10 V8s before you come to power. I expect you to drive a small car in power. If I see you changing V8 left and right, I have no means of knowing whether it is your, it's government that bought it for you. And I will say, hey, this guy is really enjoying public money. He has 4 V8s. That is the perception the public will have of you. It doesn't matter because when you have you have money in a private office, people don't pay attention to you. You may have 4 V8 in public. How many Ghanaians would I have 4 V8 in the private, when you were private? But the moment you become a public official, people want to see which car do you drive. So the moment they see you change the V8 1, 2, 3, the assumption is that all those V8s you are using were bought by public money. So you see, we should understand that even if you are rich or you have your own money, what you can do when you are a private individual and people will not complain. If you do just 1% of that, when you are a public official, the public will complain. So we should be able to differentiate between what a person can do when you are a private individual and what you can do the moment you accept to actually serve in public office. So Sammy Gyamfi may be a giver, but he was giving a lot when he was in opposition. Today, if he continues that giving, public will begin to question, no matter how legitimate. So what work alone does he do that he's able to give so much? Because you are in public office. The fear is that when you are in public office, you are superintending over the nation's resources. And therefore the fear is that when you are living a certain life that the public perceive as extravagant, the assumption is that probably it is our public money you are using to do that. And that is why the scrutiny of public offices. And remember, people made the argument that he went to a private event. The moment you accept to serve in public office, no aspect of your life is public is private anymore.
Right.
Excuse me to say, if you go and take a girlfriend, it will be an issue we will have to discuss. Because yes, if you go and take a second, we will discuss it. You understand it? Because if you are not a public official,
if you go to people and they give you a new wife, we'll discuss it.
It will be a major topic of discussion. Why? It is simply because
now that you're seeing, they will call you and say they want to give you a new wife. I'm discussing.
I'm telling you, you see, politically you think you disagree, but I can tell you that you'll be shocked.
The public will be interested.
You'll be shocked that the public will know why is it that this man has a second
now has a new wife.
I'm telling you.
Why did I go to the
Dr. Computer.
We'll discuss it here.
The code of conduct.
Yes. In fact, those Muslims are permitted to marry.
Wrap up for me.
If you have one in opposition, or you are not public official,
and you add on
you
when you are in
come
power.
and add 2 more.
We'll question that.
Well, you can now he's added 2 wives because now he's doing public service. I'm setting this example for politicians to understand that the expectation of the public of them when they accept to serve in public is so high. It's so high compared to when you are on your own, do your own thing.
Private business.
And then what you do with your own money, even if you are in public office, your own money, we will question it because we will not have the ability to know the source of the money you are using. So the only assumption that comes to mind is that probably the person is using our public money to do that. And that's why we question. And that's why they have to be careful of whatever they do when they are in public office. It's very important.
Look, I do agree with the perception aspect he's talking of. Yes, perception is everything. In politics, it takes almost 80%. Well, the moment you are perceived in a way, everybody thinks that that's how you are supposed to be, unless people come closer to you. But I'm disagreeing on the aspect of private life. Okay, I mean, what is the essence of bringing somebody private life publicly? That correlation doesn't work. Okay, completely. It is the aspect, the profligacy aspect of it that we might talk. For instance, if I decide to say, okay, I'm going to marry, you should be watching how it's going to marry. If I go and marry in just about 5 minutes, the marriage is 5 minutes. We are finished. And let me thank my pastor. He did his marriage. In fact, it was less than 30 minutes. And then he spent not less than, it wasn't up to 20 cedis. Because they just bought some malt and some few things there. And the person, they're off. So in that, what kind of discussion are you coming to talk about it?
Very well.
But when it becomes grandiose, okay, where you are moving shakers, everybody, I know that we'll go and do press conference in that aspect. Because that one there, yes, it's right. The perception that you are using public money to do this kind of thing. But when you see the thing, I've married, nobody even, I haven't invited all of you, nobody has come. And that one should come in for discussion because I'm in power, that's why I have married. You see, in that case, that was saying that that aspect, we shouldn't go down to that level. Yes, I mean, private life. I'll give you an example. For instance, when the former national security minister had some issue with the girlfriend, and there was a videos out there and other thing, everybody will all condemn it. Because it just didn't make sense. That didn't warrant the attack that he was receiving. That was his private life.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the office he was doing. And that's why nobody took comes with that. But although we chastise and say he should be cautious in his next dealing on other thing. Do you know that there are a lot of things people do behind scene? The curtains, when you pull the curtain in their house, you do know what they do it. Right? So we don't bring those ones into our distance, but we are asking that people should be very cautious. And I'm happy our brother was cautioned that look, next time, now that you are in public and then people are watching, cameras are all over the place. Maybe we have to be discreet in some of the things we do. And I'm saying that aspect, the difficult aspect of it is our culture. Do you see that? That's the difficult aspect I'm saying. Because every day I get invitation for funerals, for weddings, for adories. And you know the meaning of those invitations. Come prepare.
Yeah.
You can't come and sit down there. They've invited you for a funeral. Then you come and sit down. They give you all their accolades, so and so. Then the funeral finish, nothing. You have not part anything.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever invite you to anything. Nobody. You wouldn't get any invitation anywhere. But the moment we begin to talk about it, then I come out there, announce me nicely, and I say, okay, I'm parting. I've given 5,000 for my donation for the funeral and all that. Then a camera is shooting. I'm giving that money. I say, look at this man. For the free, he's in office. Look at the money he's giving to people. You see, that one, we shouldn't go to that absurdity.
Right.
That is what we are talking of. But where we think that what the person is doing, and the persons have opened an account in their room, and they are hoarding huge sums of dollars and pounds in their rooms, that one we will talk about it. These are officers who are dissipating citizens, and we will talk about it.
Let me use an
Yes.
example that is
Briefly.
He talked about what former National Secretary Kandapa's video. In any serious country, Kandapa will not remain a national security minister. And I gave you an example.
Yeah, we do agree. I'm saying that we do agree.
In Sweden,
Yes.
the national security advisor photo was found on just a dating site. He had to resign. So
I said that there are a lot of
happened
things
as national security
I am
minister
saying-
at the time.
You see,
And in any serious circumstances,
Elvis.
he shouldn't have remained in
Elvis,
office as
I am
national
saying that
security advisor.
comparatively, the culture setup of Ghana doesn't allow us to do certain things that we can call on people to resign. Otherwise, Nanado would have called on him to resign when he received those envelopes.
You see
The video or that thing.
You see the point I'm
You see
making?
that?
This
That's
is the
what I'm saying.
moral
There are certain
relativism
things
I'm
they-
talking
we are
about.
talking
When
about.
I say
So
that, he
that
said
aspect-
they are more.
Hold on.
You
Let's
see,
move
that
on, then
aspect,
come
I'm
back.
saying that, that aspect, yes, we look at it. When you are comparing those things, you must also look at where our background, where we are coming from. In a society where it is not allowed, the law doesn't allow you to go in for a second wife. It's a crime to do that. You'll be prosecuted if you think of marrying a second wife, right? In those societies, the life they live here, we have our chiefs who can marry 20 wives. Do you get that? Do you go and say because somebody is prosecuted in America because he's married a second wife, you should come and use the same benchmark for our chiefs here and our people who do that? That's why I'm saying we shouldn't go to that realm. And I'm saying that, yes, we all condemn that and say you should be cautious what we are doing. Our settings in terms of morality should not be measured with what comes from the Western life. They are married men and men are married each other. Are we not on arms in Ghana saying that we will not hear that story in Ghana? But that one is it's fine for them.
Very
It's
well.
good for them.
Well,
Let me see what I'm saying.
No, you see,
briefly,
again,
then we can move on.
I said
I
this
don't know
point.
what's that.
I said this point.
It's coming on this thing.
I said the time we're saying that when it comes to this, they are moral relativists. You've seen that. In opposition, they are pluralists. In opposition, it's class warfare. In opposition, they are absolutists. In opposition, this is wrong. In opposition, Karl Marx will praise them. In opposition, Lenin will praise them. In opposition, they are fighting for the ordinary working man of the world. Now that they are in power, they are moral relativists. Now that they are in power, they are cigar smoking, champagne drinking, Mercedes-Benz driving, bourgeois. And when we now talk, they parrot Maria Antoinette and they say, let them eat cake. We will not eat cake, or we will survive with cake. But I want to let you know that it is not about moral relativism. It's not about what you then choose to say this is important. People go for funerals. We all go to our villages. But I've not seen anybody go with a brand new SUV, open the boot, collect money, and then you start to share. And then somebody even had the audacity to collect the rest in your hand and just, yeah, take it and go. If I go and do that in my village of Tuma, I won't get fuel to come back to Accra. But he can do that and go away. So what we are saying is that this is morally reprehensible, and not only the APP saying it. I want to get this point clear. Every single civil society organization with the assault is condemning this. We cannot allow this bourgeois parading as proletates deceive us. No.
Right. Elvis,
I
you
just
have the
want
final
to
take on
reiterate the
this.
point I made. Maybe Dr. Tanko was not here. I said, what is legal may keep one out of prison, but it is what is ethical that keeps public trust alive. In this light, the debate is not about whether Sammy Gyamfi should be prosecuted. It is about whether he should be held to the ethical standard his own party and he himself have championed for others. When ethics are enforced only when convenient or dismissed entirely unless tied to legal breach, then the moral spine of a government collapses.
Very well.
This should guide whatever we are doing when it comes to code of conduct and code of ethics. It has nothing to do with law.
Very
It
well.
has
Thank
principles
you.
that we should not play and attribute to law.
Right. All right, let's make progress. The committee set up to look into the petitions against the Chief Justice will begin hearing today. They will sit 3 times a week and present their recommendation to the president upon completion of their work. Dr. Zato, I'm coming to you because the statement from the presidency tells us how many times they'll be sitting a week. However, what is absent is a timeline for completion of their work. I don't know if this should be a matter of concern or otherwise. Because you see, the CJ has been suspended and is on suspension. And so how soon the work of the committee is done is important to her reinstatement or otherwise.
Thank you very much. What you've seen happening here with this whole CJ matter is just a matter of ticking boxes. It's all a charade. It's a carefully calculated plan. The CJ is gone. The CJ is not coming back. Oderene. She's not coming back. It's finished. There is no way. All that is now left is to take the so-called legal boxes. You say that we've done this. She's not coming back. She's gone.
She's not been found guilty of anything.
Again, she's suspended. I'm telling you that she's not coming back. This is a political process masqueraded as a legal process. No, it's a clear political strategy. I said this somewhere. It's the weaponization of the judicial process to get a political outcome. And I've said it again. The target is not, you see, unfortunately, the Chief Justice is just caught in the crosshairs. She's actually not the target.
So who is?
She's the EC chair and her deputies. This is just a means to an end. She is just a route today because people are afraid that, well, if we don't remove her and we send a petition to remove the EC chair, she may look at the merits of the petition, and if it's not meritorious, discuss it. Then we cannot do anything again. So there's this debate within the NDC. How do we achieve these political objectives?
You're not part of
And
them. How do you know?
And they are always, I've said, they are always political hawks, and they are doves, and they are the moderates. In this particular debate, I've said it again on some other platforms, the hawks have won. They have managed to convince the president, Mr. President, the only way to get Jane Mensah and her deputies out is through all roads to the EC list through what?
The CJ.
The CJ. Get her out. And that is it. I don't think deep down, His Excellency President Mahama doesn't want this to be part of his record. Deep down, he doesn't want to be remembered as the first president in this republic who got a Chief Justice out. Deep down, he's being forced to take this and buy the hawks in the party. And it's going to happen. So this is the sharing. My point is that, Mr. President, it will be done. But can you do it in a way that is, for want of a better word, that brings more transparency? For instance, these updates that we are getting, he's not mandated to give us these updates. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The president, by the law, is not mandated to tell us that these updates are happening. But he's doing it. Mr. President, can you go ahead and do that? There are things that you are not mandated to do, but legally they are not wrong. Can you do that? Can we learn? First of all, can you publish the record of the committee that determined the, how do you call it?
The prima facie.
The prima facie. Again, the holdings are in camera. But can we see the report? I don't think there's any law in Ghana that says that don't publish that. I don't see this anyway. Because you want to encourage transparency. Your hands are forced, but you want to pretend that you are being transparent. Can you make us see that report?
The Constitution says the hearings must be in camera.
Agree. But the Constitution doesn't say anything about the products of the hearing, does it?
So eventually the products will come out.
No,
That
but
would be the
no,
outcome.
eventually, but you are keeping us. You want us to follow you on the journey, right? That's why you're giving us. Why are you telling us this update?
What he can give is what he's
But
giving.
he can. The constitution doesn't say don't give out that report. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but did he say that? If he gives out that report, is he breaking the law? I don't think it's.
The lawyers will
Yes,
come-
fine. If they
come
do, fine.
up
But
with
if not, secondly, this committee that is coming up, it's been in camera. Will we see the report? Can the president say that, look, once this committee is there, I'll add on that so that, look, Ghanaians can see. And then we can read ourselves, we can say, yes, this is meritorious. We can see it, we can read. The students of law can study it in their classes. Lawyers that are practicing can read it because tomorrow they may be called to defend another guy, another person. My point is that this whole thing is being done in such a way that you just know the outcome. I'm saying it on record here. The Chief Justice is gone. She's gone. If she's go back to her office, probably she's forgot something that she's going to pick. If she go back, but she's not going anywhere. And that is what we've gotten. It's going to be a blot on the record of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama that he is the first president who has done this to this woman at a time that we think that we should go in there because she's a nice person. The Chief Justice is a nice person. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a nice person. I don't think he wants that the woman or the Chief Justice that swore him into office, her reward is going to be that she's going to fire her from office.
He is bound by the Constitution to act on the petitions.
But I've just told you something. Yes, it is. And I told you. He is forced and compelled to do that by the Hawks in the party.
By the Constitution.
Yes, I've made a point. First of all, there are things. The Constitution says if you get a petition, send it to the Council of State.
Council of State, yes.
I don't know. Did the Constitution tell us how long you have to can send it to the Council of State?
No.
So he could have kept it.
Until when?
He decides. That's discretion.
And so he could have forwarded same within the 100 days.
Again, so
And that's discretion.
thank you. Now we are going to the question of discretion. This one, but the other one, but this, Sami Jefi, nothing to see here, just on
I'm not sure it's on the same scale.
I'm making on the same scale. You brought it. So the question that he could have decided that he won't forward that report. He could have kept it until he's leaving office, he'll forward it. Because the Constitution doesn't tell you must do it now. Again, now, the committee does set up. The committee doesn't tell you how quick or fast you should set up the committee, does it? You've received, there's the say prima facie. It says set up a committee. The committee doesn't say set it up now, right?
No.
So you choose, again, discretion there, right? I'm talking about where the president has discretion. The committee has started talking. When the committee comes out with their report, again, the committee doesn't tell you when you should start implementing that report. Again, discretion. They are passive. This impression or this time for you to do this may provide a window of opportunity for you to let us see some light in the process, for you to let us see how transparent you want to be. But it's not going to happen. That is because the end is already determined. The woman is going, and they're going to the political objective of securing this whole thing is going to be achieved.
Right.
I pray and hope that it comes well. I pray and hope that future governments learn from this. Because the question about this is about what we call path dependency. And everybody will parrot it. Charlotte Osei was removed. You remove Charlotte Osei, so this man too is gone. That is as simple as that. That's the argument. Why did you remove Charlotte Osei? Why did you remove the former Shrike boss? What these people have done, the past has been clear.
Thorough.
And that it has been done. My point is that Charlotte Osei was not a co-equal arm of the government. The Chief Justice is.
Right.
The former Shrike boss was not a co-equal arm of the government. The current Chief of Staff, the Chief Justice is. So if you are removing a co-equal arm of government, it shouldn't be based on such a flimsy issue and excuses.
Very well.
She's gone
Very well.
and it's finished, but it's unfortunate.
Dr. Zato, thank you. I'll take a few messages, go on a break, I come back and then I give you an opportunity to my two other guests. This is Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm saying, good morning, my brother. Truth be told, I agree largely with my brother Elvis Darko that we need to be very careful when we are serving in public offices, but it's also good that Sami Gyamfi was cautioned and the apology rendered accepted by the president. It is clear that cautioning of public officers was part of the code of conduct of the president. This one says, good morning to you all in the studio. Please, I have a harmless question for the NDC faithful. How do you pardon someone who has not done anything wrong? Okay, Obi Bankitia is asking that one. This one says, I wonder why keeping dollars in a room will be a crime, but sharing it from the car becomes generosity. What was wrong yesterday must be wrong today. Let's stop the hypocrisy. Sir Joe Baba sending that one in. Keep sending your messages in. We'll find time to read all of them. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we continue with the conversations.
Bold patterns, bolder women, celebrating the gift of womanhood. GTV, life styled.
Do you want a healthy smile?
Are your gums bleeding when you brush or floss? It may be time for a professional dental cleaning. Hi, I'm Tanya from Bethel Dental Clinic, Ghana. Bleeding gums are a sign of gum disease, and when you visit the dentist, your dental hygienist will examine your gum and bone health by completing a periodontal assessment. The basic periodontal exam is done to determine quickly whether there are any signs of gum disease or any problems with your bones. Using a periodontal probe or a gum probe, the depth of the pockets are measured gently and precisely. We are checking for the space between the tooth and the gums, checking for bleeding gums, checking the recession, as well as to see if the teeth are mobile. Gingivitis, the early stage of gum disease, is common and characterized by swollen, bleeding gums. The good thing is that gingivitis can be reversed back to healthy gum tissue. But more advanced stages of gum disease will require a more advanced cleaning and possibly a referral to the gum specialist. Regardless of which type of cleaning your dental hygienist recommends, they all have the same end goal, and that is to remove harmful bacteria and to reduce your risk of dental disease. So, have a discussion with your dental team on gum health and preventative measures against gum disease, and these discussions could be the first sign towards a healthier mouth. Bethel Dental Clinic, the smile starts here.
Healthy smile.
Poverty makes you do what you otherwise would not do. Wealth makes you live the way you wish to live. But revenge cancels the lines between poverty and riches.
It's either you're saying something progressive, or I'll just tell your wife that I'm carrying your child.
Where is my father?
Now that he's coming closer to the community,
My puppy go figure your own plans, so I go figure my own.
Thank you for staying with us. You're watching the news review segment on Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. The conversation has progressed. We're now looking at the issue of the suspension of the Chief Justice. The committee set up to look into the petitions for her removal. Committee chaired by Justice Gabriel Scott Poorman will begin their sittings today, expected to sit 3 times a week and present their findings to the president upon completion of their work. Elvis, let me come to you on the matter of the CJ and the committee sittings. I have a little bit of a problem with the timing that she's been suspended for close to 3 weeks and the committee is now going to begin its sittings. If the committee wasn't ready to begin sittings, why is suspended for 3 weeks before the committee begins its work?
That is your concern, but that is how discretion is used. These are the issues about discretion.
And that is where people form the opinion about an abuse.
That's what I'm saying, that when you allow too much discretion, if you are not careful, your good intention will turn out to be your downfall. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Because see, for you, you think you are doing the right thing. But in the minds of other people, they think it should have been done otherwise. But because it is not codified in law, it is not spelled out how that discretion should be exercised. How you exercise it is your decision. And we may have, or the public may have, issues with how you exercise it. But the question is, if that discretion was given to me, I may also have exercised in a different way that others also have problem with me. And that is why me, as a person, I don't like room for discretion. Let it be written in black and white. So that if I faulted, I know that I faulted. But when you give me a discretion, then based on various factors that determine how I do things, I'll exercise it the way I want. So you see, faulting the president for exercising his discretion, I don't know how you want to, because how you exercise your discretion is your decision. Do you understand it? So yes, there may be issue of why was she suspended. It is the fault of the Constitution. And that's why I have said it here, and I'll say it again, that the removal process that stipulated in the Constitution is unfair. And I agree with the former CJ Sophia Akufu. I agree with the Ghana Bar Association. I agree with anybody that points out that flaw, that the process that has been outlined for the removal of a Superior Court judge and the CJ is, to me, flawed because it is unfair. Okay? But the fact is that as long as we have not cured that unfairness that is in the Constitution, whoever is clothed with the power to exercise that discretion or exercise the way he or she thinks is good. And we can only complain because we cannot also accuse the person of breaching any law. As I said, we cannot accuse the person of breaching any law because per the Constitution, the person has not breached any law. But it's because of the void that exists and the power of discretion that has been given to that person. The person decides to exercise it the way he or she wants. So for me, I think that these are all issues we are raising. I said it here before, that probably what is happening to the CJ is also in a way a blessing because we are on the process of doing a constitutional review. We are all now pointing out the loopholes in what we think is happening. It's an opportunity for us to capture these things to the constitutional review and make sure that we actually close those gaps. So future, the president can come and do a similar thing that is happening now because they would have closed all the loopholes that we have identified as a people that know this process is unfair, but the president has no choice because the president can also not disobey the Constitution. So he's also doing what he's doing because that's what the Constitution is. And it's the power for him is for him to ask, Dr. has said, that the Constitution doesn't say it should take you 7 days or 1 month to forward the Constitution to the petition to the Council of State. So a president can come and say, as for me, this petition, I will say 1 month a year, I will not forward it. Nobody can say why is he not forwarding it because the Constitution did not give it a timeline. It said forward it, but what is the timeline? So I will decide, my people are looking at it. We are looking for legal opinion to see whether we should forward it or not. Even if it is 1 year, the president can sit on it without. What will you say? You can only accuse him of unfairness. You can only allege that he's abusing the process. But the point is, there is no specific period that he's supposed to forward it. You understand it? Even the Council of State, I've not seen the number of days that is given to them or duration given to them to determine whether there's a prima facie case or not. You understand? So clearly we can see that we have a process in our Constitution that has so many loopholes. We sat down, and for me, the painful aspect is that Justice Jones Doche, leading the Supreme Court in a judgment in 2020, actually identified all these loopholes and made a recommendation that the government of the day, the executive, should take steps to cure it because they realized that there's a whole unfairness in the process. For 4 years, we sat down and did nothing about it. And today we are all talking about it. And we are back to the same thing. That's why in a country where it's like we talk a lot and do little. These are the things. We will just be revisiting the same issues back and forth, back and forth. You see, the GBA asked that there's a precedent that the former President Akufo-Addo actually published or made public their decision of a prima facie case, whether they determine how they determine it. And they issued a statement asking that President Mahama should release that report. What is the basis of determining that prima facie case? Initially, the NDC made us believe, or the government and spokesman, the president is very, very fair, generous. He gave the CJ the petition. But that request for the publication of the prima facie determination. Up to now, the president has not released this. So, on one hand, we should praise the president that he gave the CJ the petitions. But on the other hand, the president not releasing that prima facie case, we are not concerned. But at the same time, too, you cannot force the president. The issue of discretion.
Course.
The decision to give the CJ was a discretion. So now the decision to either publish as demanded by GBA or not is also a discretion. So you see, we are trying to blame the president but the issue is not the individual, it's the process that we are saying. There's so many loopholes.
Right.
You understand? So if we sit here and want to be talking about how somebody exercises a discretion, we may not close today because we will all have why we think this is the way he should have done it or the other way he should have done it. You will have a different opinion. I may have a different opinion. He may have a different. He may have it because it's a matter of discretion how you exercise it. So for me, I say whatever the outcome is from this thing that we are experiencing, the most important thing is the lessons that we will learn about the various loopholes that various individuals and groups have pointed out about the process and how quickly we will cure that process to make sure that we don't go through this again in the near future. For me, that's the most important thing.
Doc, the argument of the MPP and the minority is that this is purely political and not legal, as you want to put it. They argue that you are taking advantage of the loopholes as established by Elvis just now you're weaponizing the legal processes for a political gain.
You see, my brothers, Ghana, we have a long way to go. In 1992, we voted for this constitution. Yes, in fact, I'm happy to say that I was part of it. Who voted yes? Some group of people went around the country and said we should vote no against them. I remember very well what Professor Edu Boyne and co, Nana Akufo-Addo, their group, were all over the place. Vote no against the constitution. We queued and voted yes for the constitution. The constitution guides our life in this country. The constitution describes the governance structure of this country and how we should be governed in this country. We are not lawless people in this country. I'm surprised certain aspect of our institution in Ghana wants this government to act lawless. We are not going to be lawless. In any case, let me correct this perception. John Dramani Mahama is not the first person to initiate the process of the removal of the Chief Justice. He's not. In fact, Nana Addo, under the 1992 Constitution, is the first president to ever initiated a process of removing the Chief Justice. Just last year, December, Professor Kweku Azar wrote a petition to Nana Akufo-Addo asking him to remove the learned Chief Justice. What did Nana Addo do? Under Article 146, it's here. Under Article 146, Nana Addo passed the petition to the Council of State to come out with their what? Prima facie.
Prima facie, yeah.
They came out to it and sent their report. They didn't find anything wrong with what they accused the learned Chief Justice. They didn't find anything wrong. They said no. They didn't find a prima facie case against the lady, so she has no questions to answer. And therefore, they were recommending to Nana Akufo-Addo to dismiss the petition. He went ahead. Because they didn't find prima facie, the exercise of discretionary power did not come. That is because a committee was not set. If there's no prima facie, you cannot form. Under Article 146, where 6 is talking about the formation of the 5-man committee. It is when the prima facie is found.
It's established.
Now here, the same president, I'm talking of the presidency, another petition came. This time it's NDC. It's NDC government. And the president is called John Dramani Mahama. And somebody sent petitions to him on the same subject matter. This time it's not on the same issue that was being dismissed. It's a different matter. Those who send it are living testimonies to her action against them. That's why they wrote the petitions and send it to the president. acting on the same article that Nanado acted and dismissed the petition. Now, hell must break loose because it's John Dramani Mahama and NDC. When it was MPP, Nanado, constitutional, he's doing his right thing. Oh yeah, everybody should go and sleep. But we have a new president and his name is different and it's not pronounced Akufo-Addo, it's pronounced John Dramani Mahama. He's acting lawlessness. Can you imagine the direction of which it's coming? When I say these people are trying to undermine his authority, MPP and their like, undermine his authority, and that is where we are having problem with them. This, your former president acted the same way. Is it because, okay, if they had found prima facie case against the Lady Chief Justice at that time, in December, was Nanado going to say, because they have not found, I'm not going to set a committee? He would have set the committee.
Yes,
it's constitutional. He's bound by the Constitution to do that. And he would have exercised his discretionary powers under clause 10 of the article. Now, in exercising discretion, that's why we must look, this Constitution, we have problems with it, yes, but it's very clear in certain actions. Look at how discretionary powers is exercised under Article 296.
296.
Check the B, where they are trying to talk about it. They are saying that the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with the process of law. Come and see how the discretionary power under clause 10 of the article says.
146.
146. Where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may discretionary. That's the discretionary power. Listen to how they carve it. The framers of the Constitution. In the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, is it capricious? Is this one capricious? Is it arbitrary? Is it a sentiment? Acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, suspend by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice.
And that's where they go into the composition of the Council
and
of State.
I'm saying that the composition of the Council of State is a creation of the Constitution. We voted yes for it. The composition is not arbitrary. It's a creation of the Constitution. The same former president formed the same Council of State and they came out with a judgment. This Council of State, 31 of them, out of the 31, 30 of them passed verdict. Are you telling me the learned former Chief Justice, the learned, Right Honorable Speaker, you have former Army Commander, police, all these chiefs, learned chiefs and all that, venerable, high-level elites in our society who form the Council of State, 30 of them, they are done their heads. Nothing is in their head. Is that what we are saying? Is that the insult we are giving to the Council of State? No, that is where we are coming. That is the absurdity of which we are going. Because they came out with a prima facie. They sat through the petitions, read it clause by clause, and 30 of them agreed that Madam has a case to answer.
A former CJ has raised issue with
I am saying that. I'm coming. Look, see, I'm saying, Zato, you are going to ambush me. Ambush tactics. Hold on. I'm saying, listen, I'm coming. I am saying that in establishing the prima facie, 30 members of the Council of State agreed and dismissed some. Not all the charges brought against Madam. When Madam responded to them, they read Madam's responses, read the petitions, and agreed on some and dismissed some. Are you getting it? And said you have a case to answer on this ones. By so doing, a committee has to be formed.
Would it not do the public good if you publish the establishment of the prima facie?
Tell me which part of the Constitution they publish the prima facie.
And
that's why I'm saying that, you see, we cannot act lawlessness. If there's a lacuna in the Constitution, that doesn't mean that you should go and act lawlessness. That's where I'm saying that. And I'm saying that...
contrary to the law to publish
but I'm saying, well, I am saying that one, you don't access to act lawlessness. The law is asking us to do certain things.
Lawless if you publish it.
I am saying that, listen, why is it that the Constitution is saying that they must sit in camera? Is that not what the Constitution is saying?
That is the
But some of them, learned people today are all over the place saying that they should open up the doors for them, people to come and see, they should make it public. Are they not asking us to act lawlessness? Is that how we are going to teach people in the school? You see, That is why
That has
Professor
no discretion.
Atamils,
That's no
I'm saying that
discretion.
that's what
Clear.
the professor,
It's stated in
very clear,
that it should be in camera.
in camera.
So that's
and
no
so,
discretion.
and I'm saying that, so why would somebody know this and be asking that they should open up the
A
place?
suggestion.
One suggestion is that, are you not asking them to act
There's
lawlessness?
a CRC happening there sitting.
I am saying
as
that
we
is,
speak.
you are asking us to fall into the realm of absurdity in law. And that is what we must guide against.
Very well.
And I'm saying that clearly, look, let's allow them to do. My brother was saying that the CJ is a goner. How can you conclude this way? How can you conclude this way?
Because the
Was the
argument that
CA,
is politics
I'm saying
and
that,
not law.
was the CA a goner when the petition was given to Nana Akufo-Addo? Was she a goner at that time? So that time you didn't see that she was a goner. You didn't know that what the venerable professor was asking for was that she should be removed. At that time you didn't see that she was a goner. It's because Nanado said no, there was no prima facie. I dismissed it. So that one you were comfortable. But this time, these fine gentlemen and ladies agreed that there is a prima facie. A committee said she's now going to avail. So look, she's a lawyer. She understood. In fact, the highest point of law is to be a chief justice. Is that not it? She has achieved that. So she understood the enormity of what is going on. And then she will go and defend. Let her go and meet the committee. If she exonerate herself and the committee find favors in what she has presented and their report indicates that she hasn't done anything wrong, her office is still there.
Very well. Dr. Zato.
But we can conclude. You can't give a categorical conclusion.
Briefly.
You said that there are 30 people voted for Terra against. How did you get that number?
I didn't know 31. I didn't know 31.
You see what I'm talking about?
I'm saying what is
How do you know? The council
I'm
of
saying,
State-
I am
How
saying
do
that.
you know?
I am saying that there's a prima facie.
Who told
They
you?
establish it. Leave
How
that one.
do you know those who voted
I am
for and
saying that.
against? One, that's my
Did
first-
we ask you,
Who told
Zato?
you? Who told you?
Did I mention anybody who voted this and voted against? I don't know.
Is that numbers?
I said number. I gave you numbers. So what's your problem?
Then why did you get the numbers?
How do you get the numbers?
Why is
I'm
it
saying
not
that
published?
we know the numbers.
How do you?
I know.
Dr. Zato, carry on.
That's my
Carry on.
point. You see, let's follow the logic here. The committee is in camera, so we do it. But the camera committee for them were like, oh, we know how they voted. And actually, so detailed as it is, only the former chief justice who voted against. The rest voted for. Okay, if it's in
Are you?
camera,
Is that your thinking?
were you in the,
Is that your thinking?
Were you
that
in-
you are saying?
Were you in the committee? How do you know how they voted? You see,
You know-
it is being selective here. We are saying that, good, Akufo-Addo, say whatever you want about him. He released the reasons for what his prima facie case. It's public.
What reason? There
He
was
did
no
not- he
reason.
released it. No, he
What
released
is?
it.
What was?
The
Was
response- he responded. No,
there
he
was a
released-
response to him from the council of state, not the reasons.
So you think this is a selective?
No, it
application
wasn't.
of the
See,
law?
again, I'm making a point here too.
No, no,
One,
it's the premier, the cause of them that established the premier facie case.
The council
So
of
they
State.
wrote what they
What
did.
they saw.
Their
Their
position.
No,
reasons.
they were
He
only
really-
giving
he-
the reasons
he-
why
he-
you should
he-
dismiss it
Yes,
and all that.
yes,
But
but that
the
is what we are
prima
talking about.
facie
The question
was not
is that- so
established.
he, in Akufo-Addo's case, we know, we can read it. Why, how he got to know. So we know how Akufo-Addo got to know. We don't know how John Mahama got to yes. You see the difference? We in the removal of the chief justice, Akufo-Addo told us, look, this is your petition. I see your petition, and I raise you a no.
Right.
In this case, the president said, I see your petition, but I won't tell you how I got to yes. Vic.
No, it's not fake.
But
No, it's not fake.
But selectively,
The-
we
the-
are told how the
Dr. Zato, then you are not following. It's not true. That's not the case.
That's why.
No, that is not true.
why we
The
should
Council
know
of State
how
was
the
behaving.
Council of State
The Council
arrived
of
at
State
the
was behaving
establishment
like
of the prima
a
facie.
conclave. We just saw a conclave. The Council of State, but we've come out to put it together. We've come out of the conclave. Habakkuk's purple, and in this Habakkuk's purple, 30 voted for 34 again. How did you know?
I am telling you
Who gave
that.
the figures?
I am saying that.
Now we're never saying that.
Wrap up for me. I need to hear.
There's discretion here. No. You see, how did you know? Did you bag the room?
Back with
Did you
whom?
put cameras in
I'm
the council?
saying the thing is
how do
public.
you know how they voted? The NBC knows.
Can I give you? No, let me give you that. Let me give you the information.
There's
30 seconds,
discretion.
30 seconds.
Discretion can be held. I'm not saying that the president should follow the law, but I'm saying that you can at least copy Akufo-Addo. Let's see how they go to yes. Then this committee sitting down here, it's a charade. If not, when the committee finishes,
How can you describe it as a charade? Dr. Zato, how can you call this in fact? Charade.
So when it comes to what you think that may not help your case, it's a conclave. Let's guide the conclave. But when it comes to the thing that you think will support your case, let's release it. So much detail. And I'm saying that this is the abuse of the process. I'm not saying the legal process. It's the political process.
Thank
You
you.
are using
Elvis.
executive power to abuse the process.
Elvis, 1 minute. Wrap up on this matter.
This is where the discretion issues come in. And that is why we need to fix it.
Yeah.
In the EC Charles Osei case, Charles Osei asked for the petition. The response was that there's nothing in the
Zato
constitution
group
should
said
be
they
given.
shouldn't get it. Today they are
Do you understand it? They say you shouldn't. There's no. The constitution says it should be given to you.
Yeah.
It says on the principle of fair justice. In the current case, okay, the same principle of fair justice. Mama says, "Oh, ask for me, I'll give you the petition."
Yeah.
But in the same ground of principle of fair justice, now let me know how you arrive at the.
Exactly.
Akufo-Addo says, "Oh, me, I will give it to you." He gave it out.
Yeah.
But Mama, as we speak, has not given,
not
it, out.
given it out.
So you see the way two people
application of the
application of the discretion
Yeah.
in this thing.
Yeah. So
The
when
con-
it suits the devil, he quotes the
the
Bible.
constitution says the president may suspend the chief justice. May is a discretion. So whether you will decide whether you want to suspend the
to or
CJ
you
or
don't.
not, because it says may. That's what it uses. We are told
Elvis, and I'm
that
saying
by
they
May,
cannot.
the May it is discretionary. But the president chose that, oh, I will suspend. So let chief justice give me your advice on the suspension. If the president decides not to suspend, he may not ask the chief justice for that advice, the council of state for that advice, because he has not decided to what? To suspend. But it's because he has decided to suspend, he sought the chief the
advice of the council
of state, and then he suspended. That is discretion. That's what I'm saying. That this argument we can go back and forth, but tomorrow we'll not finish, because I just gave you the Akufo-Addo and the John Mahama, how they exercise discretion, even in the case of the petition itself and the Premier Fasci case. They all took different positions on this thing. Right. So we can be arguing over this discretion or not. It is about the individual in charge. You can decide to
yes, you see,
anyhow.
Elvis, here we must be very clear about it. The Article 146 that we are talking of, Clause 10. It's not capricious in the way he exercised the discretion. The law is very clear. The way they craft it. You see, they said in accordance with the advice of the council.
That's when
you see, that's what I'm saying.
To suspend.
But the Supreme Court has ruled in Ghana that the president is not bound by the decision of the Council of State.
No,
it's not in Ghana. Didn't we have that ruling?
Now,
so even the president is not bound. Even the Supreme Court gives advice.
This one is not capricious.
The Council of State gives advice.
It's not
the president is not bound by it.
Then let's come back.
30 number from.
Allow Dr.
You see, and then when we come to the issue of
we have a few more seconds to go.
The Prima Facie issue. Nana Akufo-Addo, when the Council of State came out with their report, the report they were given to Nana Akufo-Addo, which became public, was not the report of the Prima Facie. It was their advice to him to dismiss. And I'm saying that the processes and what they used to get their Prima Facie, which they say they didn't find any case against a lady, was that the report to Nana Akufo-Addo. This one is an issue. And I'm saying that, look, when we are talking about this voting, my venerable National Communication Director, who is now the CEO of Gold Board, which the MPP fear a lot, Honorable Sami Jenfi, was on your sister platform and gave us the rundown of the reports, how the Council of State was reporting on this thing.
On this particular
matter. Yes, and then that's why we got to know about the 30 voting. Is it our communication director?
Who gave it to you?
Why are you talking about?
Who gave it to you?
It wasn't a camera. Did you say that? Did you say that? Listen. Let me land here.
Communication officer of the party gets it.
Listen to
and
me.
The minister in charge of government communications is unable to give it to us.
No, listen to me. Listen to me attentively. The Council of State sitting and how they establish it. There's no part of the constitution say they should sit in camera. Is there? Tell me, show me which article.
No,
the Council of
State.
So that one, they don't bring
it's
it
the committee.
You are talking of the committee. But the committee is now the 5-man committee we are talking. So I'm saying that, so have you, and they have done it, and they're saying that there is no law which says that they should come publish the Prima Facie. We can't act lawlessness. That's what they want us to act.
But there is no law
against it. Yeah. I mean, we can go on and on about this. But gentlemen, thank you so much. Dr. Rashid Computer, Dr. Zato, Elvis Zato. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. This has been the News Review segment here on Breakfast Daily. Thank you for staying with us. But do stay, don't go away. There's a lot more on the show.
Brand new on DSTV. When a nominee to the Supreme Court dies, his family begins to suspect foul play.
Dad knew that he was in trouble.
Hollywood's darkest scandals are exposed in this gripping 6-part documentary series.
You have violence, fraud, homicide.
And a rich and powerful family is thrown into turmoil when a young woman claims to be the owner's illegitimate daughter.
You have another daughter.
Stay connected to everything new on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
In Accra, every year, we have about 18,000 people dying because of air pollution. So we are looking at how do you make sure the citizens of Accra are getting clean air.
It's imperative that we tackle air pollution. Central Accra is where a lot of burning takes place. The main source of pollution in Accra is poor waste collection practices. You have people burning their trash left and right. And then also vehicular emissions because of the dense traffic. The goal of the Bridge Cities initiative in Accra is to influence air quality planning policy decisions. We are deploying air quality sensors in schools, in bus terminals, in residential areas and market centers to generate hyperlocal air quality data in Accra.
Once we know locally what is happening, we are able to tailor-make decisions and plans and policies towards it. We believe at the end of the day, it's going to help us save a lot more lives.
Yo fam, it's that time again. Finals. Oh yeah. Go TV. Let's go. Finals. Go TV. This is too big. The Premier League, La Liga, Champions League, FA Cup, Europa, and more. Finals. Stay connected to catch all the biggest football finals with your best football friend. Go TV. Love it.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
On Footprints this Friday, veteran actor and playwright David Donto tells us his story about his educational journey, his love for theater arts, and playwriting.
The name Donto itself is a corrupted form of Odowonto. The whites could not pronounce the Odowonto, so they decided to shorten it to Donto.
Wow.
And that is how it got stuck. About 10-15 minutes, nothing was happening. Then, all of a sudden, someone opened the door. And then you popped the head out, and that was Kwame Nkrumah. Because I had seen him earlier in Cape Coast, when he came there with the Duchess of Kent, you know. So as soon as I saw him, I said, that was Kwame Nkrumah. Then he walked straight towards me. And, you know, playfully said, hey, I will hear Badoa. He was speaking fancy.
Yeah.
So we hear Papa. Who is your father? I mentioned the name. And, oh, Mr. Don't know about you. Say, school is your data. So we started
with
Keteke. And the very first 2 episodes, I was Ghana Man. Okay, the title was Ghana Man because the story was about the typical Ghanaian worker whose salary would never take him home.
Yeah.
So he has to do sundown to survive. And my mother was selling kinky at the railway station. So station master, who was then the station master of the railway station, I'll go to him and ask him if he could help me. I say, okay. Come on, I'm not talking about it. Oh, it's a Kokrana, yeah, this will be at the Mamma. Oh, then the name Mamma got stuck on her.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Again, many thanks for joining us on Channel 1 Breakfast Daily. We are going to give you nothing but the best from now to 11 a.m. Just gone by us, Nanatu for Boateng and the guest on the newspaper review. My name is Philip Nilatin. I'm here with
Chris Carter, and we're excited to be here with you this morning to continue your day with you. Remember that you are part of the show, so feel free to join in at any time by sending in your messages, your questions, and your contributions via the WhatsApp number on your screen. And of course, you can see the country code right there. That means it's not limited to people in Ghana only, as long as you can see us. I know you're watching us online via YouTube Live, so just contribute via the WhatsApp number, or you can leave your comment right on the comment section. And also use the hashtag Breakfast Daily if you want to contribute on X, that's formerly Twitter or Facebook.
And I'm very much sure that you are preparing yourself for AgriFair, which is happening next month from 20th to the 22nd of June 2025. Make sure that you are part of this biggest exhibition and sale of fresh farm produce, and it's happening here live in the Greater Accra region, the Ifwa Sunderland Park, formerly Children's Home, Children's Park that we all know in Atteridge. So you should be part of this event. Yesterday we had Firma on the show to give us details of this program, and details we just displayed on your screen.
Right. And also, if you're a farmer, if you have a poultry farm too, any kind of, farm, pig, in fact, anything that you're into when it comes to crops,
anything, everything farming,
fishes, livestock, in fact, just call the number on your screen, 0205-973-973, because this is going to be the biggest agricultural fair ever. And it will help you also sell, because there are no middlemen here. We're buying directly from you. You understand? We're buying directly from you. So if you're a farmer and you want to be part of it, do not forget to call the number. And to those who are not farmers and are very interested in it, just lock it down on your calendar. And also, it's time for you to start saving up, because we are all going shopping.
And yesterday when Firma appeared on the show, she says that since you are not buying from middlemen, it means that a lot of the produce you will be getting will be cheap. So you should make it a point as a viewer out there or a patron to make sure be part of this big event in terms of agriculture. So on 20th to 22nd of June 2025 is when this event is happening as AgriFair, organized by Channel One TV.
So do not miss it for anything. Don't miss it for anything.
Chris.
Right now it's time for us to get into some of the trends.
I was about saying that today Sammy JV is not trending.
Oh,
No,
because we prayed for it.
Yes.
Yesterday morning, we actually said we don't want to come back today and
course,
see
we don't want
them.
to come back to
So God heard the prayer.
And the president came to say that, okay, fine, the apology, and also he explaining himself on pertaining that action has been granted, so he's pardoning him. So that brings a finality to the case. But this morning in the trends, I don't know why Volta region is really trending, but for some funny reason,
Volta region.
Wodamaya did a tweet after visiting the region, and he said that this is a secret, or there's a secret in the Volta region, that at least every individual should find a vacation home in the Volta region. And some individuals came to oppose what he has said.
There was a lot of mixed feelings.
Citing reasons they best know, that they do not want a lot of people to move into the Volta region, and it's going to be very chaotic and all that. Others also support his agenda, that why not? Volta region, it's a very big tourist hub, so you should support this agenda and get a vacation home in the Volta region. And that is why Volta region is trending. But when you go to the Volta region itself, a lot of tourist sites.
Yeah, a lot of tourist sites, and I understand the mixed feelings. I understand, before I didn't understand the mixed feeling, but I had to sit down and really think about it. Why some people are opposing the fact that he came out to say that, that means they actually feel like you're going to put a lot of eye on the place, and then the place might get populated, and it might affect the locals. Yes, because what tourism actually does is it boosts the economy. It helps people and all that. But the locals, can they now afford the prices of, the new prices that people will start selling?
So things,
just because the
price of things may shoot up as a result of people trooping into the Volta region?
Are you saying may shoot up? Haven't we seen it here when everybody started coming?
But don't you think that is also going to open up the region for
it will open up
investment?
Yes, it will actually open up.
Jobs?
It will actually open up the region. That's the pros. So there are pros and there are cons.
Yes.
You understand? So that's the pros. And one thing I asked you outside the studio before we came in is, okay, if you are living in Accra and you're from Volta region, why are you trying to gatekeep? Because you are also in Accra. Let someone else experience your place too. You cannot be here and then you are gatekeeping.
Yeah.
But you are here. Why are you not there? So you can gatekeep it well with your chest.
So just a few tweets from Togbiga says that Tavi Atome Monkey Sanctuary, Volta region, and he's also promoting that one. A lot of pictures on X stating the tourist site for the Volta region. People showing Nogokpo, and funny how people go to Nogokpo for tourists. That's a tourist site.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's a tourist site because of the way people have talked about it so much.
Yes.
Yeah, and also we have this one from Ewe Symbols. We need to have the conversation on the continuous romanticizing of Volta region, and it is is as a recipe for gratification of the region. If it's beautiful, it's beautiful.
Yes.
If it's beautiful, it's beautiful. If we admire it, we admire it.
Yes.
We admire it because it's beautiful. So I don't see the whole thing of, making it look like people want to just come and lash up on it. It's like Bali. It's like Bali in Thailand.
But recently,
Bali opened up to people.
Before this comment, there was actually an agenda to do sort of Volta Fair, which has happened before. Promote the tourism in the Volta region.
But the guys
went well.
The guys even came here.
Yes, they came here.
And even the guys that did the Chadidi festival, we've seen 2 festivals already happened just this year. So
maybe
if you don't want it to be in the light, so why are you doing festivals?
The regional minister James Gunu, this is up to you if you want to take up this challenge. and promote the Volta region. We've seen what is happening in the Ashanti region by Dr. Frank Amwakuhene. Now it looks like the regional ministers are pushing themselves in these things. The previous regional minister for the Volta region, Dr. Archibald Lecha, also tried doing something like that. So you should continue so that the Volta region will be promoted. There are a lot of tourist sites in the Volta region. Just to mention a few, the Willie Falls, the Amajapo, Afajato, we have the
Amajapo Canopy Walkway.
Good. We have the Monkey Sanctuary that I just mentioned, the Thomas Monkey Sanctuary, among other places. So this is an agenda the mayor is pushing, and if the authorities on the ground would want to push it, why not? It's a good initiative.
The thing is, you've now said it's Wudimaya that is pushing it, but people have been pushing it. So maybe it's the fact that Wudimaya is pushing it that made this tweet that is causing the problem right now, or the friction. But I think let's give it up to people who have been pushing it. Well done. Thank you.
Well done, well done, well done. But what is the video of the day? Let's check it out.
God have mercy upon us. God have mercy upon us.
So you take my motorbike away, I'll take your bag, or you take my bag, I'll take the motorbike. This is between the thief and the owner. So which one are you going to pick? This is just an interesting one. But I'm asking myself, can a lady ride?
Of course.
She can?
Of course. If you go to places like the northern region, if you go to the Francophone Africa, the Togo, the Benin, even the Volta region, it's just like a
So the gentleman
thing.
knows what a lady can do.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. That's how come he's also trying to protect his motorbike. Well, that's the video of the day for you, just to have a little fun, and then we can zoom into what we have for you today. But before that, let's enjoy this performance from Mason. Beautiful one he's going to give us. And then we will come back and visit our communities.
I want you back, I want you here. I no go slack, this time don't fear. We had to fight, it was my fault. This love is tight, make me no hurt. They've been trying to break me, don't let them get me, don't let them get to me. You should know, I'm for you, don't let go. My love, you no get to color. My love, you no get to color. Just like gray, gray. Just like gray, gray. We don't need interventions. Let's no use no reflections. There's no rules in connecting. Why you preventing? I know you want it. Call me when you need me. I will not wait. I won't be late. Whatever you need, girl, I will provide. No hesitate. See, I want to take your body, oh my sweetie honey, oh my lady baby, oh. You for no say they be trying to break me. Don't let them get me. Don't let them get to me. You should know I'm for you. Don't let go. See, my love ain't no get to color. My love, you no get to color. Just like gray. Gray. Just like gray. Gray. I want to take your body, oh my sweetie, honey, oh my little baby, oh, you for no way. Yeah. Let's go. Troubles, all your troubles, put them on me. See, shoulder, if you need a shoulder, you can lean on me. And I promise to be there everywhere. If you need me, baby girl, I'll be here. See, you be the reason I reason. When you need me, call my name, oh Mason. Oh Mason. My baby, oh. Everything for you. My lady, oh. My baby, oh. Everything for you. My lady, oh. Listen. Life is too short, I go look for you in another life. And I go fi sacrifice my life for you to live, yeah. Say the word, I go do anything they want, I go buy 'em. I promise to be there everywhere. If you need me, baby girl, I'll be here. I'll be here. You be the reason I reason. When you need me, call my name, oh Mason. Oh Mason. See, my baby, oh. Everything for you. My lady, oh. My baby, oh. Everything for you. I love you passing my body, oh. Nobody go feel love you like this. My baby, oh. Everything for you. Ooh, my baby, oh. My baby, oh. My baby, oh. My baby, oh. Yeah, my baby, oh. Yeah. Follow my heartbeat, pim pim. Can't play my trumpet, pam pam. This kind of thing will be random. You made for me, make you bam bam. Will you hold your man down? I've been out with him say many age now. Many age now. Make I show you order. Bigger future, mon amour. Make I show you order. Bigger future, mon amour. Softly. Making it loud, I'ma take it so slowly. Tonight, go to silence, I give it to you softly. Making it loud, I'ma take it so slowly. Give you slowly. Make we connect, insert. Tell me if you can digest my dessert. Do you protest? You be the host, I be the guest. Right now, will you hold your man down? I've been out with him so many age now. Many age now. Make I show you order. Bigger future, mon amour. Make I show you order. Bigger future, mon amour. Make it all loud, I'ma take it so slowly. Tonight go the silent, I give it to you softly. Make it all loud, I'ma take it so slowly. And give it, yeah, yeah. Give it softly, softly, softly. Him on point, body on fire. Come to my joints, know you better. Where you from? Like your background, follow you go. See you, touch my body, pour me honey. For my life, make you be my woman, no my Cinderella. You make I honey, taste your honey. You hypnotize me, oh my Cinderella. I get plenty feelings for you. I get plenty feelings for you. Oh my Sherry, slow down for me. No they fall for you. Why not about you? Oh my Sherry, slow down for me. No they fall for you. Why not about you? Your body hot, you make a fire. You make a talk, you don't be liar. You make a coach, but I'll be player. You make up for losing my stamina. Time you to find. Can you be mine? Make it to be a pick up, forget it. You be this your honey, this your honey. You hypnotize me, oh my Cinderella. I get plenty feelings for you. I get plenty feelings for you. Oh my Sherry, slow down for me. Put it for you. Why not for you? Oh my Sherry, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Sherry, slow down for me, yeah. No, they fun for me, yeah. Why not for me? Yeah. Oh.
From Mason. Mason. Why the name Mason?
Mason is my surname.
Oh, so you use your surname.
Yeah.
Others will go in for a nickname. Others will go in for their local name. Why do you choose to use your surname?
I mean, Mason sounds so artistic, doesn't it? Mason.
It sells the brand.
Yeah, and then it matches the steez too, you know.
The steez?
Yes.
So when you mention out there that you are Mason, what is the reaction from the public? What kind of reaction you get?
People actually think Mason is a nickname.
Same here. I was thinking it's a nickname.
It sounds like a nickname, but it's not. So they just accept it like that, the way it is. So.
Well, the question we've been asking mostly is, when did you start this whole musical career? Yes.
Yeah. So honestly, professionally, I started this about 6 months ago. After high school.
6 months ago?
6 months ago. Right after I completed high school.
Okay.
Yeah. So before that, I was just doing songwriting for other artists. And so when I was in high school,
okay.
I mean, I would just go to writing camps on vacations, you know. So now I'm doing it professionally.
So you were writing the songs for people, but you didn't know you could sing it yourself?
I knew I could do that too, but that wasn't the right time, you know. Everything is timing.
It's timing, it's true. Yeah. It's true. So is it that when you write for people, you call them or you identify which particular person you would be suitable to perform or to sing a particular song that you've written?
You know, my brother is a producer, so most of the times I'm with him in sessions.
Who's your brother?
Mr. Mason.
Oh,
right
okay.
Here.
Oh, the producer himself.
The
So it's a family business.
Family business.
The money for stay home.
For stay, you know, for go anywhere.
Oh, okay. So he pushes you to, or he pushed you to sing. Is that it?
It was a passion already, like, and then the music runs through the family. You know, my dad was singing in the choir back in the days. Yeah, my late dad was in the choir. Yeah.
But why did you choose this style, high life, Afrofusion?
That's like what I like. Like, I like doing Afrobeats, high life, and then that suits the brand. You know, like it's all about the brand, and you can't go and do reggae and then you don't know how to act like a reggae artist. You know, so that's what I know how to do best, and then this what I'm giving.
This is what you are giving off to the public. Is there any EP you brought up? I know maybe it's going to be too early. 6 months just into this business. Have you dropped some hits already?
I mean, this is the latest EP I just performed, Under Your Skin. Yeah, all the 4 songs I just performed right now are on the EP. So this is what we are trying to, you know, push it into the system.
You performed like 4?
Yeah, 4 songs.
Oh, okay. So all 4 on the EP?
All 4 on the EP.
Is there any project you are looking up for, any new thing, or how many songs are you looking at releasing before the year goes to an end?
For now, I'm just focused on Under Your Skin. Like, it's all under your skin everywhere. We have to, you know, this is what is right here in front of us. We have to just push it, like stream and then all the, you know.
Talking about streaming, where can one find your music?
On all streaming platforms, you know, just Mason. The name on all streaming platforms is Mason. Under Your Skin, yeah, Under Your Skin. Stream Under Your Skin.
You should stream Under Your Skin.
Yeah.
So on all streaming platforms, it's Mason.
It's Mason.
It's Mason. Are you looking forward to working with this big arts so that you can also, say 6 months into the business, push yourself more? Which of the big arts are you looking at working with?
So, you know, the landlord himself, you know.
Who's the landlord?
You know the landlord already. You want me to?
I don't know the landlord, so you tell me, who is the landlord?
You know, Sack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would like to work with Sack, and then other artists like Sinaso, you know, blends, her vocals blend the way I sing too.
Have you started having some conversation with them?
No, not yet. I mean, I just started like 6 months, just 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if the landlord is watching him, landlord, this is a call for you, Sarkodie, and also Sinaso, among other big acts that will help promote or push Mason. He's already come out with 4 singles, Under Your Skin. He also has the EP. He started just 6 months ago, and you can tell that the potential
the
and
EP
the talent
is Under Your Skin.
The EP is Under Your Skin.
Yeah.
And on that you have 4
songs.
songs. Good.
Yeah.
So doing the best that he can, or you can find him on all socials, Mason. Well, I would have wished you take us on break, but I understand you are going to give us more. If not, then maybe you are going to come some other day and give us more here on this platform. You're still watching Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. We're back with more.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mommy, chop money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm your rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
The Ghana Traditional Council, on behalf of the entire Ghana state,
announces the annual ban on drumming and noise-making as part of the sacred rites leading to the Homo Festival.
Ghana mamu. Timfe anali. Ateshin. Imlai ni ko ogan dumo. Ongmeni.
The ban across the Gun State will take effect from Monday, May 12th to Thursday, June 12th, 2025. However, Osu, La, Teshi, Nungwa, Tema, Boom, Pram, and Ningo traditional areas will observe their bans separately, with dates to be announced by their various councils. During this period, all visitors are required to comply with the following regulations. Religious activities to be confined within premises without the use of external loudspeakers, no drumming, clapping, or use of musical instruments in public places, no roadside evangelism or street preaching with loudspeakers. There will be no funeral or burial ceremonies within this period up until the 20th of June 2025. This practice is not only a cultural tradition, but also protected under the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, ensuring the preservation of our customs and identity. A dedicated task force, in collaboration with the Regional Security Council, Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies, as well as the Ghana Police Service, will strictly enforce compliance. We urge all residents, institutions and visitors to respect this sacred tradition as we uphold our cultural heritage and foster social harmony. Nyata, Nyo Manyaba.
It's time for the main event. This is incredible. He has written it, and the dream lives on. I cannot believe it.
Stay connected to DSTV this April and May and get all the football finals you want.
Curious about what's happening beyond your borders? Beyond Borders takes you there. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m., join Caleb Kuda as he explores the stories that shape our world, connecting you with Ghanaians in other cultures and seeing the world through their eyes.
So we've learned one thing: you leave your shoes outside. Wow.
Tuesdays, you know, I won't go to Ghana dressed in a Lacoste.
As director of operations.
From international politics to the human stories that define nations, Beyond Borders brings you a fresh perspective of Ghanaians around the world, one conversation at a time. Beyond Borders with Caleb Kuda airs Wednesdays at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily. Right now, it's time for us to get into our communities, as you always know. But before we do that, remember that yesterday we actually brought you an issue of removal and reinforcement of the Achimota Ofankor underpass retaining wall. And that was a report by the Bus Stop Boys first, and then we went to check it out and we saw everything about it and even got to speak to an engineer. But it has actually sparked an immediate release of a note from the Ghana Highway Authority. Yeah, so Philip, can you actually go through what they sent us?
With what the Ghana Highways Authority is saying is that is acting on behalf of the Ministry of Roads and Highways and wishes to respond to the circulating video gone viral on social media. The video posted by the Bus Stop Boys shows exposed reinforcement at the retaining walls near the Tantra Hill underpass on the Achimota Ofankor Road, that is the N6. An earlier assessment undertaken by our team, that is the Ghana Highways Authority of Engineers, revealed a spalling over localized area of the retaining wall. The situation has exposed the rebars, leading to theft by unscrupulous individuals. We wish to assure the public that the underpass remains structurally sound and safe for all users. Repairs will be carried out shortly to prevent further deterioration. We strongly condemn this act of vandalism and wish to remind the public that tampering with public infrastructure is a criminal offense punishable by law under the Road Traffic Regulations 2012 LI 2180 section 1114 subsection 4B. We urge all residents and commuters to be vigilant and report any suspicious activities around public infrastructure to the nearest police station or the Public Affairs Division of the Ghana Highways Authority. So this is the message coming from the Ghana Highways Authority. It looks like an action is going to be taken on this particular thing that the bus stop boys initially saw. The lenses of Channel 1 TV went there to capture it for itself. We spoke to Engineer Abdullahi Mahama, who also made his point noted there. But yesterday, what we also said, very important, is that if you see something, you must say something, so that at least it helps us all to govern the country very well and tend to suck away things that will be destroying the development of the country.
Yeah, and also a very big thank you to each one of you that contributed yesterday, and I'm sure some of the authorities actually watched your contributions. So thank you. This is why we do this, and that's why it's important for you to send in your messages too. And I'm sure that's your own way of say something.
So we'll be keeping our eyes on this, and we'll be following up the actions that the Ghana Highways Authority will take. Should they send their machines there to get it fixed? Why not? We'll be bringing you the update on that as well. Yeah,
so right now let's head to Bono East region, specifically Gulumpe in the Kintampo North municipality. A week ago, we actually reported the issue on struggle to access clean drinking water. But we're still there, and this time around it's about issue of sanitation. They have no public toilet facilities. That means they are practicing open defecation, and this has become the only option for all the residents, and this is posing serious health risks and also threatening human dignity. Now, let us check out a report on this issue, and when we come back, we speak to those in charge and know how to move forward from this problem.
Beyond its long-standing water crisis, the community of Gulumpe in the Kintampo North municipality of the Bono East region is grappling with serious sanitation issues, with open defecation standing out as a major concern. At first glance, the streets of Gulumpe appear clean and well kept. However, a closer look reveals a troubling reality. Gutters and surrounding areas are littered with plastic waste, especially polythene bags, contributing to environmental pollution. With an estimated population of nearly 12,000, Gulumpe lacks public toilet facilities. As a result, open defecation has become a widespread practice among residents. A toilet project initiated under the previous government, Ghana First Toilet Initiative, remains uncompleted, leaving the community without any viable alternative.
Toilet facility in Gulumpe is a serious issue. We are all trying to see how best to tackle it. Even some of us, being the opinion leaders in the community, we've been trying our best to the districts, especially the MC, consulting those issues with him. In fact, toilet is to describe this totally bad. Look at here, we always go to toilet. You go there with women, men and women together, and then we'll have the dump here. When it rains, then water wash out those dirty things inside.
Open defecation has been a problem since. We need support. A lot needs to be done. Apart from what we have at the health center, there is no KVIP anywhere else.
Pacho, how they be na ya call toilet ewo mfichire anasa bush na bush no mu no obekwa no ebia o baby okwa akokutu no obekwa akwahia bemma wo ho no na ebia okutu ho no na bemma nso abapie wo so na mostly no ya sene ansio nso etino kwa damp ho nti ya kwa toilet ni wi na nsio no abetini toilet ni nyina na ade akwagu ye damp no mu.
Assembly member for the Gulumpe West electoral area, Adam Muaz Harrison, also commented on the state of sanitation in the area.
Community is so large enough that
we don't have KVIP in the community. We don't even have one. So we are pleading with the government, at least to assist us. There's a project being named the past government. One was given to the community, but after the now is uncompleted.
He further outlined collaborative steps he and his fellow local leaders are taking to eliminate open defecation and improve sanitation in Ngulumpe.
Actually, we have 2 electoral areas in Ngulumpe. We are liaising with the chiefs on Nananamo to have a household toilet. We are still pushing. We are doing it in hands with one NGO, but I believe it's not enough. We still want to collaborate with the chiefs. Whenever they sell land to an individual who wants to put up his building, we are to enforce the law that you should have toilet facility at the house. But we are also pleading to the government to also help us.
So that is the situation from Ngulumpe in the Bono region. That report was filed by Michael Sapon Infum, Bono regional correspondent. And it's just a present one that what they are asking for is a toilet facility. But Chris, I don't know how I stay in a community. I have water challenge and I have toilet facility challenge or access to toilet facilities. So I end up doing open defecation.
Right.
It rains and everything ends up into
Wow.
the very
I never thought about the rain.
Yes, that's what happens when you practice open defecation. So everything that when it rains, the water just moves straight to a particular place that the water will be stored, and that is the river or what they are fetching. You can see on the screen. So it brings the issue of health.
Yeah.
The issue, and I can say health.
Yeah,
Largely,
I think everything boils down to health because like open defecation is actually linked to diseases like cholera, dysentery, and typhoid. And I feel like the absence of toilet facilities in this 21st century, I mean, it's a public health issue.
Yes.
Like you said, it's not just an issue of development, but it's a public health issue because everything that we just spoke about links to our health.
Yeah. Last week when we had a conversation on the water crisis in that area, we had Wash of the World Vision. They are specialists when it comes to water and sanitation, stating that they would factor it into their plan and go there and resolve the issue of water. Now, there is an abandoned project, that is a toilet facility, which hasn't been completed. And the residents there now move and do open defecation. But I always say this, that maybe some attention has been given to this issue. We would engage the authorities that be shortly and find out from them what they are doing about it. But we shouldn't wait for crisis to happen before we see the big men or the authorities that be running around moving to these areas to resolve the situation.
Yeah. To add to what you say, I feel like accountability is actually needed from both the local leadership and the national, leadership.
Yes, because not long ago we saw the issue with cholera coming all the way from is it the eastern or western side of the region. Ada coming to the greater Accra region, went all the way to the central region, just stopped at Kaswa. And look at the numbers that were recorded. People dying out of cholera and other issues related to not drinking safe water or hygienic conditions within our environment. So
because this issue, when you look at it, if it was only an issue of the open defecation and there was water, at least they have running water to wash their hands and practice all that hygiene that it's being talked about. But they have none.
They have none.
They have none.
Maybe we want to find out
practice the hygiene.
We want to find out if there is some that maybe they are entering into like say a public toilet or something Because
the woman said it's a bush. The way you enter the bush. From what I understood, the little tree I understood. When you enter the bush, that's when you jam a man. So now you have to hold your thing because the man is there doing his thing already.
And you also coming in there.
You know?
And sanitation in the area is also very bad. Michael Sapon Inform is Bono Regional correspondent. He's joining us live to have a conversation on this issue. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
One may ask, is Gulumpe a village? Is it a town? Is it far away from the Sunyani area? Describe to us where Gulumpe really is situated.
Thank you very much, Philip. Gulumpe is located in the Bunu East region, and it's under the Kintampo North municipality. I wouldn't say it's a village because it's on the main Kintampo Tamale Highway, and the population within the community, according to the assembly member, is close to 12,000. It's a big community and lies on the main Kintampo Tamale Highway. So it's not a village, it's a big community, looking at the population.
So looking at the population, how first, you brought a report on the water situation. Let's touch a bit on the water situation before we go to the toilet facility. Aside the dam or the river body that the water body that the town folks rely on, is there anything like a borehole in the area or something that holds them when it comes to shortage of water in the area?
Thank you very much. There used to be a borehole in the community, but it's broken down. And NGO also came on board to support it. But as we speak, it's broken down. So the community, they have no option than depending on that polluted dam located in the community. So apart from that dam, there's no other water source within the community.
And how do the residents go about it? Is it that they fetch it, get to their homes, get it treated before they drink it, or use it for their day-to-day activities?
The current speaking authority, that's what I was informed that they drink it, they use it for their household chores. But there's no option of any source of any potable water within the community. And you know that area also is in a transitional zone or transitional region in Ghana. So at times the rain pattern is very poor. So maybe collecting rainwater and saving it is not the best there. So the residents have no option. That's what they take. Some may cook it, some too will drink the draw, and some also, use it for their household. So there's no option. That's the only source of drinking water within the community, Philip.
But when you visited there, did you notice that they are battling with any health condition as a result of the intake of this water? Okay, so I could see Michael Sapon Inform is still on the line. We are engaging on what is happening in Gulumpe. I was asking you that when you visited the community, the Gulumpe area, did the residents there tell you of any health condition, concern or related to the intake of this water?
Yes, Philip. I spoke with the in charge of the health center within the community, one Kofi Amai. He told me that for the past 4 years, they've recorded over 8,000 waterborne diseases, including typhoid and diarrhea cases within the region. And from January up to the first 3 months of 2025, they've recorded 305 typhoid and diarrhea cases. So water-related diseases are very high in the community. Over close to 9,000 in the past 4 years, made up of typhoid and diarrhea within the community. So waterborne diseases are very high within the community. That has relation with the water sources within the community because it's very bad and that's what they depend on. So waterborne diseases such as typhoid and diarrhea are very high within the community, according to the in charge of the health center within the community.
Right, Michael, 9,000 is quite a number, and it's got me thinking. But let's talk about the people. Do they actually feel abandoned by their leaders?
You can't tell. You know, they are okay with it. I'll make it some are okay. Yeah. Some too are not happy with the situation. Others too, they see it to be normal. So that's a challenge. You know, when I even go there, I tried speaking with some of them. They were reluctant and said they can't speak on this. But some came out to speak, as we see in the video. So it's a dicey situation in the community. And surprised when this story was aired, somebody called me who knows about the community. He has been in that community for the past 15 years, and he tells me that that's what has been in that community for the past 15 years. He has been to that community around 2009 thereabout. So when he saw the report, he called me that, wow, he's so surprised that this program is still within the Gulumpe community. So maybe through this report, maybe we may see a change within the community, because they are sitting on a time bomb. The community is even lucky that there's no any major outbreak of cholera. Because if there's any major outbreak of cholera in the community, it will be a disaster, looking at what is pertaining in the community.
Well, in your view, what do you think should be the first step in turning this whole situation around?
I believe it's a national security issue. And I believe the national security sex issues, they come on board. Recently, when we did a report at the whole technical institute, they came on board to support. So I believe that they should look at Gulumpe and construct some boreholes for them, so that at least, as we are entering the rainy season, it will be more serious, because the debris, the dirt from other parts of the community will be washed into the dam, and it will be serious. So I believe the national security should look at this situation and go to the aid of Gulumpe. And with the open defecation, I believe that toilet facility must also be completed, and something should be done about it. And the assembly member also told me that they are collaborating with the traditional leaders within the Gulumpe community to ensure that at least when they sell lands to people to put up structures, they should insist that, I mean, Chris, it's more way that you put up a structure and there's no toilet at home. So, you know, there are two assembly members within Gulumpe, that's Gulumpe East and West. One told me that they are currently collaborating with the traditional council within the community to insist that anybody who purchases a land to put up a structure must put up a toilet facility at that place. And also giving a timeline close to 2 years to ensure that those who do not have toilet facilities also construct one at their respective home. So I believe going forward, the Kentapon North Municipal Assembly must also, look at this, because it's very serious. 2025 and people drinking this type of water, it's uncalled for. And you know, we are about 5 years to 2030, where we are able to achieve some of the SDGs. And this same thousands we can rate it.
Right.
Michael, you made mention of someone calling you that this issue still persists after 16 years of living the area. And the open defecation, I want to find out from you, is that none of the households or the homes in Gulumpe has a toilet facility?
Few of them may have, but in terms of a public toilet, there's none. The only KVIP in the community is at the health center. So there's no public toilet. But few of the homes have, yes, you know, but you can't go there when you are pressed. So within the Gulumpe community, there's not a single public toilet where people can make good use of. The only one I saw was the one at the health center, which is not open to the public. It's open to those who come to seek for healthcare.
Wow. Just hold on there for us. Don't go. We have the assembly member for Gulumpe West, Adam Harrison. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
Yes, good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm doing well, sir.
Today we have. I'm also doing well. Today we have our focus on your area, Gulumpe. We understand you do not have water, you do not have toilet facilities as well. How dire is the situation in your electoral area?
Sir, it is very true that we are not coming to take any line in regards to the happenings in Gulumpe. All what your reporter brought to your notice are all true. And in fact, it is something that we need, it is a very big problem that we need a programmatic solution to be solved.
Hello, sir. Are you there?
Hello. Yes, please.
Yeah, we can hear you, so go ahead.
Yeah. But in fact, looking at our water situation, and when a person spoke to your reporter in 50 years ago, by then I was still a child. And
please kindly reduce the volume of your TV set. I mean, it's giving us. You kindly reduce the volume of your TV set. If not, then maybe you may want to move away a bit from where you are. Your background is a bit noisy.
Yeah, well, I'm not here. So, in fact, I was saying that whatever the reporter brought before your notice are all true. And in fact, for the past 15 years, this has been a very big challenge to my electoral area and Gulumpe as a whole. And we only have a mechanized borehole that when it gets to a time like the dry season, in fact, getting water in the community is very difficult. So it always needs us to look at the population of the neighborhood was 12,000. That only have one mechanized borehole, and that's of the dam that we have. So the dependency on this source is very high. And I believe with your help, there's something that maybe we may get some improvement in regards to our water situation in Gulumpe. And moving away from the water to the sanitation. When you get to Gulumpe, or when you get to Gulumpe, we only have one public toilet. And the other toilet facility is at the health center. It is only open to patients who respect the facility. And looking at where the health center is and that of where the community is, very far. So if somebody wants to free himself, he has to move far away from the town to where the health center is. I believe it is not fair. We are already connecting with your station and that of whole Ghana and to our NGO to aid us from this tanker.
Mr. Harrison, before I let my colleague also ask you a question, why has it been so long to get water for the people of Gulumpe? 16 years, isn't it too much?
In fact, quite recently when you started your, when this issue was brought to light, I received a call from the Municipal Assembly through the region on the Ghana Community Water and Sanitation. That came with aid to verify as the happiness in the community. Right. So they came and all went and they took their report.
Right. Okay. Now, the question I have to ask is, how have you actually engaged with the residents to actually discourage them from defecating openly? Because when we had the numbers of the diseases, I mean, the numbers of the people that have been affected by, waterborne diseases is quite scary, especially for a small community. So, have you tried talking to the people to discourage them about open defecation?
Oh, yes. Thank you for answering this question. I wish I need to give some clarification. We had some NGO that is Compassion Ghana that are coming to the aid of the community.
Right.
We have been educating our people in regards to the open defecation. And with the NGO has also come to aid us in the way of inform the people that, the NGO will be supporting you people with 2 bags of cement, when that's the fight, then and the zinc, so that when you have your president, they can also aid you in putting up a toilet facility. But it's not all that much. But we also engage with the traditional leaders in the community to encourage whoever has the land to develop or to have a toilet facility during its development.
Right.
And I believe for now we want to enforce the law.
Right.
Yeah.
So what timeline can the community actually expect real change? Expect for real change? What timeline will you give us? Will you say from now till like about next year that we would see something?
The timeline will be from this year to next year.
Next year?
We'll make sure that, yes, next year.
So next year by this time, we're looking at next year by this time. Let's say we're giving you like a whole year.
By this time, next year by this time, I believe, yes. Next year by this time, we'll make sure that we enforce the law. But I believe, look at the number of strangers who live within the community. We will get the support from everybody, whether the NGO, from the government, to establish a public toilet for us.
Right.
To bring this problem to an end.
Right.
But Mr. Harrison, I still want to find out from you, why has it taken the authorities that long to get this issue addressed? Because see, if you do not have water at home, you don't have water at home, and you have to find a solution or deal with a problem. But it's taking long, like you stated, 16 years. Why?
I believe one day I would like to invite you to the community. And what Gulumpe has been the largest way of even getting your station to broker the problem we are facing. If it takes the other communities that we are going to go, in Kentampon now we have the family route. When you took the family route, you see that we have a very big challenge. The water situation along the route is very appalling. And we are still engaging with stakeholders to see how there is a problem to be solved.
Right.
Again, the toilet facility that has been abandoned, what really has accounted for the neglect, and when in your timeline with communication from the authorities will it be completed?
For now, this toilet facility was left 8 years ago. That was the first time of President Akufo-Addo. It was the then MC who came in and started that project. And actually we did some follow-up the contractor, who the contractor is, and as to what is the problem in which the contractor is not able to come and finish this project. All this will have went to we can get the proper information from them as to how we are going to do. But we are only thinking that if we can get anybody at all, we need to see that the product good for us.
Well, your line is breaking, so you want to position yourself so that we can have further conversation. But Inform, Michael Sapon Inform, I was trying to find out from the assembly member why it's taking long for a toilet facility or for the people of Gulumpe to get water. He says that even the toilet facility then now that is under construction started 8 years ago. What have you gathered from the residents or the authorities there which has accounted to the neglect of this toilet facility?
In fact, Philip, getting information on this particular toilet has been a challenge for me. You can't get any information on that toilet facility as the assembly member is alleged. So that's a fact. We started about 8 years ago. And as you can see in the visual, it's still not completed. And getting information on it, I mean, has not been easy for me. I tried to get to authorities. I tried getting in touch with the new municipal chief executive for Kintampo of that, Isaac Donko, and I was not successful. So, for now, we just keep our fingers crossed to see as what the authorities will do about this situation. I know they are watching, I know they are listening, and we hope something good may come out of it.
Wow. Wow. So if you are not getting information then how are we going to proceed with this for the completion of the project? Because see, the people of Gulumpe need toilet facility right now, and we are not able to get information from whoever the contractor is or from the residents of the area. So how are the residents of Gulumpe managing the situation that they do not have a suitable place to go and do number two?
That's a worrying situation. And as I said, there's a new municipal chief executive for the area, that's Kintampo North. I'll continue to push to find out what we can also do to help the community. Because as I said, the community is sitting on a time bomb. They are just lucky there's no outbreak of cholera in the community.
Yeah.
If it happens, it will be a disaster. So I'll continue to push the leaders within the community to find out what they can also do. That toilet needs to be completed. And also a water system must also be provided for the community. At least drilling boreholes within the community wouldn't cost much because life is precious than that. And I believe I'll continue to push to see what information I also get from the leadership at the Kintampo North Municipal Assembly. So that something urgently is done for this Gulumpe community. And across that stretch, Philip, I believe it's a major challenge across that stretch. So I'll continue to push to see what could be done to help the people within that community in the Bono East region.
What is the main occupation of residents of Gulumpe?
They are farmers and some are petty traders.
All right. So farmers and petty traders, what do you think their level of education is? Because I'm actually asking this question regarding the fact that you said they are used to it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't really care because they are used to it. So what do you think their level of education is?
Oh, we have educated people within the community as well as illiterate, middle, semi-illiterate as well. So it's a balanced stuff with the community. We have educated because there are public schools within the community. There's a public school within the community. There's also a health center within the community. So they are educated people and they also illiterate, semi-illiterate also within the Gulumpe community. Great.
Well, with the concern we are raising on this show, how does it look like it's going to be solved? Is it going to be any time soon, or it looks like they may also stay with it for another 16 years?
With this, what we are doing, I believe a change will come. As I said, I'm going to push to find out what could be done to help the community, and also putting across the national security. There was a report from whole technical institute about water challenge. They went to the aid of the school. And I believe that this is also another one that needs urgent attention. Because as the rains intensify and washes into the dam where they fetch their water from, I don't know what will happen next. And looking at the rate of typhoid and diarrhea in the community, for the past 4 years, close to 9,000 cases, it's very serious. As I said in my intro, the health in charge, the health facility tells me from January up to March, and then they have recorded 305 waterborne disease-related cases, typhoid and diarrhea. So I can imagine what will happen from this time up to December if nothing is done urgently to help the people of Gulumpe and its environment. So I believe as we do this, I know they are watching, I know they are listening, and I know they will come to the aid of the people of Gulumpe.
Let's now talk about the health sector in Gulumpe, because at the end of the day, with all the waterborne diseases and when it comes to unhygienic conditions and all that, will end up at the health facility. Do they have enough health facilities in Gulumpe?
There's a health facility. Looking at the community and the state of the health center, I would say it's okay. But definitely they will need maybe more drugs and other stuff to still run the place. In terms of the structure, it's okay. Looking at the state of Gulumpe and the state of the health center, it's okay. Definitely they will need drugs and other stuff to run the place. Looking at the cases they record frequently. So the state of the health center is okay. Definitely they also need support in taking care of the inhabitants of the community.
All right, so talking about the health center, how many health centers do they have?
There's one health center in the community.
Right. And
for the entire community, there are 12,000 people?
Yes.
And they're able to, manage the capacity that they get in a day with all you just reported earlier?
Yes, and there's also pressure, and that's why I was saying that definitely they will also need support. There are few workers there. They are doing their best. Very, very, very best. Definitely. Looking at the population, 12,000, it's not easy, but they are doing their best. They will still also need more support in taking care of the people.
Right. Okay.
But are the health workers there sounding warning that if the situation is not addressed immediately, what will be the outcome? Because now that they are reporting 9,000 cases of cholera, typhoid, and other things, what is the warning coming from the health workers?
Yes, the in charge, as I said, he told me that it's very serious and they will need support. The community needs support. Because from January up to March, and they recorded 305 typhoid and diarrhea cases. So you can imagine, 305. We are talking about 305 here. And it could be more. Because that was from January up to March ending. And it could be more. So they are worried looking at the situation, especially with the water situation. And the community members depend on this greenish water, smelling water. It's very serious. And the health personnel are worried about the situation in the community. However, they're also doing their best. They treat them. But when I spoke to the in charge, he tells me that they'll treat them, and within 3-4 days, they'll come back. Why? Because they'll still go back and drink that same water.
Yeah, that same water, yes.
So even if you are treated and the person goes back to take that same water, wholesome water, definitely the person will come back again. So it's a major, major, major concern for the health personnel within Gulumpe.
Well, if you are watching us, we are having a conversation on open defecation in Gulumpe in the Bono region, and also they are having water challenges. You can join us with your thought submissions and comment via WhatsApp line 0204 447033. It's conversational. A message I'm just getting from a very prominent individual who is watching us now says that these toilet structures are dotted throughout the country, especially the southern sector. They are all stored. It started approximately 7 years ago, and on authority, he's saying that there are about 10 or more only in Sawam, Teacher Mante, Adeso, etc., among other things. He also went on to say that it was a funny thing spearheaded by the MMDCs because they had their cuts of some 5 or so-called % from the scratch. And now they are finding it difficult to complete these projects because the monies they've invested in there is not being reaped by these contractors. But Michael, I want to find out from you, this toilet facility we are talking about, how many seater is it?
You know, for now it's not completed, so you wouldn't know, but I can't speak on the authority. Because it's not completed, you wouldn't know the number of seats that they will contain for both male and female for now. But at least, even if it's 6 each on each side for both male and female, I believe it will help. It will reduce this open defecation within the community.
Per your assessment, will you say that maybe it's 50% complete, 70% complete, and if a little touch should be given to it, it can be completed in no time?
You know, I don't have that architecture knowledge, but I believe as we can see in the visual, there are no roof and the windows are not there. So looking at it, a few touches that I believe that if something is done within a short time, it could be completed for the use of the people.
Right. Let's talk about the school. Are school children in Gulumpe also affected? Like, what is the school sanitation like? Do they have toilets?
Yes, that's a big question. It's also another challenge. And the students are also affected. If you look at the visuals I did for the water source, they also depend on the same source of water. And I spoke to even one of the students in the earlier report I did on the water situation in Gulumpe. So that's what they also depend on. Well, there's no option left for them. And with the sanitary situation and open defecation, they're also going through the same problem in the community, just like every other person also within the Gulumpe community.
Right.
Wow. So it looks like, as we speak now, if this concern is not addressed, we may have a bigger trouble, a bigger issue in Gulumpe.
Yes, Philip, I can speak on authority. Because especially when the rains increases, the rainfall increases, and these debris are washed into that dam, I can imagine what will happen in the community. And as I said, we are even lucky, the community is even lucky that I've not heard of any major outbreak of cholera in the community. If it happens, there will be a disaster in the Gulumpe community.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much. Keep monitoring events for us there in Gulumpe. We will try and bring our lenses or attention to Gulumpe again if the authorities that are watching will address the situation immediately, because it's a very, very, very big one. A community that do not have water, and at the same time you do not have toilet facility. What becomes of this community in the long run? 9,000 cases of cholera being recorded by the health workers there. And it tells you that if this is not addressed in no time, 9,000 maybe multiplied by 5, we are hitting somewhere around 45,000. And the community is just 12,000 people. And if out of 12,000, we have 9,000 people having challenges like this, it means that there is nothing to write home about. And from what Inform made mention of, they go to the health center, they are being administered the drugs they need, they come back home, drink the same water,
with the drugs.
It's like square one.
And expect change.
Someone say it costs 90.
And I think another problem I see here is an issue of complacency and also lack of education. Complacency because, I would link the complacency to poverty. You understand?
Why will you say so?
I don't know the poverty level, but sometimes poverty has a way of, crippling one's mind to just be in the same position. It's like you're used to the suffering. It's like you're used to it, you're okay with it.
Well,
so
I may also disagree with you slightly.
But they're not talking about
reason
it.
is I have stayed with this for a very long time.
And you're used to it.
And I'm used to it. So if I'm used to it and you come to my community and you tell me that, well, washing in front of my house, it's a bad thing, I wouldn't really buy that idea, or I wouldn't support your narrative. But as soon as there is a little change, the authorities move in to address the problem.
So are we saying the NGOs are not doing enough? Because we need the education part. Because if they are not educated on the ripple effects that this can actually have on your health, on my kids, on the family.
Do they know?
You see, that's the problem. So, I don't know, it's either complacency, poverty. I'm linking everything together. Complacency, poverty, and also lack of education, and also not wanting to open your mind to new information. Because I feel like the NGO might be doing their bit, but is it enough? Maybe we need to have a campaign there. Maybe there needs to be a serious health campaign on this issue. Not just coming door to door and say, oh, this, that. Maybe there actually need to be posters everywhere, billboards, to tell you the results of, what can actually happen.
But my concern is starting a toilet facility 8 years ago. You see the problem with abandoning projects in this country.
Yeah.
See, you started the project. Maybe you've not been able to get the funds that is needed. And it's abandoned. It's left. And the member of parliament who may have to lobby for a project to come to the constituency, where we tried getting in touch with him, but we've not been able to get in touch with him. And that particular project is not coming to the community too. The MCs are tight-lipped. The residents themselves are tight-lipped. And we are not seeing what is happening to the project that is under construction. Abandoned for 8 years or 7 years. And you expect that the residents in this area, I think, is a bigger problem. Like you said, it has to do with the mindset, sensitization. But if you're staying in a community that you are like, oh, as soon as I walk into the bush, I'm freely going to get it done and come to my community.
Maybe there needs to also be a vigilante in the bush.
Well, the vigilante is actually practicing the bush one. You want the vigilante to go to the bush. But in the Greater Accra region, there was a plan or a program, that is the Gamma Project. In the Greater Accra region, 1 toilet facility in every household. And the amount of money that was being paid was around 1,200 Ghana cedis, subsidized by the government. That same project moved from the Greater Accra region to the Ashanti region. I wish you spoke to the coordinator of this particular program so that he would tell us the plan if it will be moved to other parts of the country. Because when it started, it was like a pilot phase. I remember very well the Accra Metropolitan Assembly was championing this cause, and you would visit areas like Ablekuma South, you visit areas like Okankwe South, and places like Ga North, Ga Central, that is the Amasaman area, and people have toilet facilities in their household. So if this thing is being championed, is being pushed, at least the residents there will get something to rely on. Like I keep saying, like you also said initially, it's the mindset, because they've stayed with it for a very long time. So they see it as a normal thing that has to be done. But the authorities, we also put you there so that you can be able to change the narrative. Something as basic as toilet facility and water access to water or to potable water shouldn't be a difficult thing. And we are here preaching Sustainable Development Goal 6. That is, we should achieve it in 2030.
Yeah, 2030.
And they've stayed with
that's
it.
What I was going to ask. That's what I was going to add right now. I mean, we have just 5 years to achieve those SDG goals. What are we doing? Do we even still remember that we have 5 years to achieve these goals? Because other countries are really working hard to achieve it. Or maybe someone needs to come and say, if we achieve it, they'll give you a prize. Maybe they won't work harder.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe
those in charge of the SDG goals need to come out and say, we will give you billions of dollars to develop your country if it works. Maybe then we'll be serious.
There's actually a district league table. Previously used to be very active.
Right.
So it sort of grades all the metro, municipal, and district assemblies or the areas as to a particular area that is doing so well when it comes to, say, education, it comes to road infrastructure,
right.
or even sanitation in the area. I don't know what has become of that district league table. I think that such a thing can be introduced again. So this is to the Minister of Local Government, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim. Please make sure that at least you put some check on these in these areas, because we know that the MPs, they will lobby and try and bring all the investors into the community. But when the buck stops when it comes to development with the assemblies and also the minister in charge, that's the local government minister. This is a local issue that maybe the ministry is even supposed to run there immediately and get it resolved. Because see, water is life. Water is life. If you have to stay in a community and you do not have access to potable water, you are doomed.
Seriously.
I'm not even sure that some maybe mind my language, they maybe have enough money to say they are relying on sachet water or bottled water.
Sachet water is now expensive.
It's
now expensive.
A bag is 10 Ghana cedi.
It's now expensive.
And if you're staying in a house that you have about 5 to 6 people in the house, you're trying to say that they are going to rely on sachet water?
It's difficult.
Gulumpe people, the residents, the traditional authorities, the least I can say, sometimes these things, the traditional authorities may also have to move and try and get the situation resolved immediately. But we understand that we have the Member of Parliament for Kintampo North, whose name is Joseph Kwame Kuma, who is on the line right now. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, my brother Philip. How are you?
I'm doing good. I trust you are doing well.
That is great, my brother.
Your constituency, Kintampo North, the issue that we are gathering this morning, there's nothing to write home about. No water, no toilet facility. Has this come to your attention as the MP of the area?
Thank you very much for highlighting this. Yes, it has come to my attention. And it is here, not even this year alone. What is happening on that terrain is this. A lot of boreholes have been sunk. A lot of trials have been done, both assembly NGOs. But the problem we have along the Black Volta, we call it the Black Volta from Babato to Benkrum, is that there is this low water level, which when the drought comes, all the water drains off. So boreholes are not able to generate more water for the communities again. This year, before I came down for educational tour, sorry for the interruption, we are in one of the schools. I'm an education select committee member. We are touring some schools and they are interrupting with this. I'm running away from the police. So what is happening is that there is general water problem in that enclave. And the only source of water that can be constant for us is supposed to be the Black Volta. However, the community water and sanitation has not been able to do that for us. Under the previous NDC government, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama first term with late Professor Mills, they established a water system at Babato, which is supposed to have been extended gradually towards Gulumpe zone, and they established another one at a community called Kadeleso towards Guipe, Central Gonja side, which is also supposed to be extended gradually. But you know, the water system managers are not able to generate enough to be able to do the various extensions, and that is what is causing this problem. The new MC having taken over, before this date, about a month ago, I met him with the technocrats at the municipal assembly, and as I'm telling you, we have commissioned the community water and sanitation regional head at Sunyuan to do some feasibility studies and see how we can either deck from the Black Volta as a source of water and supply water along the various areas. The Kadeleso one is salty. The borehole sank for the Kadeleso enclave is salty. It is only the Babato, but the distance I'm giving you from Babato, which has good water, to Benkrum, is about 45 kilometers from Kintampo town. Stretch, 45 kilometers. This no small water system can do. It has to take community water and sanitation. And so we have consulted them. The MC told me they are there. They were there a week ago to look at, to monitor and see what report they can generate. So this is about the area.
But we understand the situation has been there for a very long time. We know plans are underway to get the issue resolved or get a better, say, water system for the people of Gulumpe. Why has it kept that long?
Let me say, I'll give you the genesis.
Yes,
I accepted that it has been a perennial issue. Gulumpe town itself, an NGO sank water there. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
And then they were operating. What I got to understand is that the payment, you know, water is like a good that one cannot make profit from it. The electricity bill and whatever for treatment made it expensive for the people. So the NGO couldn't, some Indian company, they couldn't manage, they had to abandon it. So that's why I'm talking of community water to come in as a government agency to be able to support us in that way. But that was even only Gulumpe Township. One of the natives who led the company there, fortunately was on a platform telling us it takes just some few minutes to rectify it. But the issue is about the willingness to pay. This is what is happening. According to him, the willingness to pay for them to meet the cost of production of water is the challenge.
Right, Honorable. So earlier we spoke to the assembly member, and I asked him if he had to give us a timeline of when he thinks this can be resolved. What will it be? He said probably in a year from now till next year, same time next year, this might have been resolved. So I'm going to ask you the same question. With all the work that you're doing and all the research that you're putting together to find solution to this problem, how long do you think it's going to take before the people of Gulumpe actually get their dignity restored back? Because obviously open defecation is not just a health problem, but it's also a dignity issue.
Let me say this. The municipality, not Gulumpe alone, is plagued with sanitary issue, sanitation issue.
Right.
Most buildings do not have toiletries attached. Most buildings do not have toiletries attached. So that was one of the discussions. And I made the coordinating director who just came to contact an NGO in the northern sector.
Right.
And the director of the NGO is a Mo from Ntrabang, one of the communities. And he is willingly ready to partner the assembly to come in. We are trying to look at household, each household having a toilet facility instead of the big call it KVIP or whatever, which doesn't help in the system anymore. So we are moving towards that. Yeah. We have thought through, we discussed those, it was water and sanitation meeting I had with the MCA and the technocrat, which I said about 2 weeks ago. So, you know, it's about budgetary issue. When it comes to community water and sanitation, now that the consultants have gone, they have to make available their report. Then we'll approach the government. And I know by now, the Minister of Housing is listening to me. The Chief Executive, Honorable Kwagbenu, is listening to me. We will approach them when the report is ready. I don't want to give timeline. It's about government ability to come in faster for us. But then we will do our best. The NGO that operates within Gulumpe Township itself, I will be approaching them they are ready to meet the assembly to see what they can do temporarily to help the community. But like I said, we must also accept as nationals, as natives of the nation, that no water production is at a cost. You understand me? Nowhere water is not supplied anywhere free in this world. So much as we are talking for, I know your medium will also educate the general populace that water is never fetched free anywhere. And so we must begin to prepare psychologically for the cost of water.
So you think that if provision should be made for the people of Gulumpe now in terms of water, they may not be able to pay?
That is what the NGO that came into that specific community to support, that was the complaint they gave to me as a member of parliament.
Well,
that their production, they halted production because payment became a problem. And another issue they came up was also that, you know, they use electricity and so on and so forth, water treatment pumps. And when it is raining, when it's raining season, if it rains fervently for about 3 months, nobody comes near the project.
Oh,
Nobody will come and fetch water.
So that means they get water, direct water from the rain.
They harvest the rainfall water, and there's a dam. I'm talking about the complaint they also gave to me as a policy maker. So they leave them to their fate. And definitely they also have people they pay. You understand what is happening?
Right.
And because of that, the NGO finally had to quell back.
I understand you perfectly. So away from the water issue, there is another big one with the toilet facility that has been abandoned. Are you aware of it? We asked our correspondent the reason why this project has been abandoned. He says that the information he's getting is very sketchy. But as the member of parliament for the area, what have you been informed? What have you been told concerning the neglect project?
But for your information, I didn't know they had neglected a toilet facility at Gulumpe, to be frank, sincere with you. So now that you have brought it to my attention, I know of the water, but not toilet facility. But like I said, the whole municipality, the challenge is that we don't have household toilets. So the technocrats will be on them that for them to give any house permit, any house that they are giving them permit to build, they must make sure there's an inbuilt toilet facility so that we can outwit that program.
Yes. Well, will you say that we have failed concerning this? Because see, before you even put up a structure in your house, you should think of having a toilet facility. Or is it that it was ruled out entirely that no household should have a toilet facility? What really is the issue?
You know, most of the communities were not planned by the town and country planning. Permits, you know the way our communities are. If the chief gives a land for building, the fellow goes ahead to build with his mortar and bricks or hand. Listen, so the fellow, it's like there's no technocrat to advise. And these days, for the past decade and more, you know it, my brother, sanitary officers' work do not go on. You understand? The olden day, we have them call them sama-sama. You understand? Political issues, politics has come to make some organizations lower their work. They try to summon somebody for on sanitary conditions, and then a party chairman, a party whatever comes out, or the fellow runs to the MP or the MC that they are trying to penalize him for nothing. Partyless politics, who blame politics and politicization of every worker in the system, such that they are not being effective because everybody around, when they want to, you know, people fear to be sent to court and places. And that is how we make us be effective and be disciplined. Yet the moment the sanitary inspector want to test the law, you see people running around, going to politicians to come and save them. And at the end, the suffering we are all suffering now.
Well, thank you so much, Honorable. Joseph Kwame Kuma is the MP for Kintampo North. I wish you all the best and ensure that, well, you champion this cause so that the residents of Gulumpe will get potable water to consume and also toilet facility. But Chris, from what he said, partially you can blame the residents there because if you are receiving water, you should be ready to pay for it.
Yeah.
In the Greater Accra region, we pay for everything, even boiler. You pay for it. Everything, even the air sometimes you breathe in, you pay for it because maybe the air is not polluted and at the end of the day, you go to the pharmacy to get inhaler or something. So indirectly, we are paying for it. So you should have it at the back of your mind that you pay for it. But like you stated initially, it has to do with the mindset. It has to do with the education, and it has to be intensified in the area.
Yeah. I think it is because
the education has to be
the education has to really be intensified. That's why I said there should be like a campaign. It should be in their faces. It shouldn't just be an NGO come and then, oh, we are talking to you about this. People really don't care about these things. They're thinking about their day-to-day food. And you are coming to disturb them.
You are using the polluted water to cook the food.
I feel like they watch TVs, don't they? There need to be ads. There need to be billboards. There need to be posters. Like, it should be in their faces for them to understand what's going on and the gravity of what can actually happen.
Gulumpe residents, please, we are begging you. Maybe, well, this show we can't speak so much of. We can't speak in local dialect here. I think I also made a mistake. I should have asked the MP to also speak their local dialect. If they are watching, then they will really understand what the issues. But at least the authorities that be try and push, try and bring in the education bit, and if some form of enforcement of the law must be done, like he made mention, there is a law governing sanitation. So if you do not have that law biting hard in that community, indiscipline would definitely prevail. You're still watching Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Let's bring you entertainment highlights.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, powered by GhanaWeekend.com, presented by Ni Komete Kome. Now let's get into our first highlight. President John Dramani Mahama has decided not to sack Sammy Gyamfi, acting CEO of the Ghana Gold Board, after a viral video showed him handing cash to evangelist Nana Agradaa. Despite public outcry and calls for dismissal over a potential breach of Ethics and Foreign Exchange Act, Mahama accepted Gyamfi's apology. Government Communications Minister Felix Kwakye Ofosu relayed the president's stance, issuing a stern warning to Gyamfi and other officials to uphold ethical standards moving forward. Now to our next highlight. Kelvin Ananzo, known as Washing Bay Promoter, says he won't abandon his job washing cars even after receiving a $5,000 promise from Nigerian superstar Davido. Speaking to Ghana Weekend, the Washing Bay Promoter explained that car washing is not only his livelihood but also central to his identity as a rising music promoter. While his monthly income isn't fixed and most of his earnings go to his boss, he views the job as a unique brand advantage. He aspires to become one of Africa's top promoters and someday own his own washing bay. Now to our next highlight. The federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs began on May 12 in Manhattan, unveiling graphic allegations of sexual abuse and exploitation. Cassie Ventura's legal team accused Combs of orchestrating degrading acts during the so-called freak-offs, including one where she was allegedly forced to endure a disturbing sexual act. However, a male sex worker testified that Cassie had requested the act herself, casting doubt and complexity over the narrative. The trial has already sparked intense public and media scrutiny due to its explosive and controversial claims. Cassie claims to have been made to engage in some of these acts while it was still that time of the month. Now to our next highlight. Emmy-nominated actress and comedian Yvonne Orji has joined The Fisherman, a whimsical Ghanaian comedy, as executive producer through her production company, In and Through. Directed by Zoe Matheson, the film premiered at the 81st Venice Film Festival, making history as Ghana's first official selection and winning multiple awards. The story follows a retired fisherman and a talking fish on an unexpected journey with rebellious youth chasing financial freedom. Orji praised the film's emotional and cultural resonance, calling it personal and impactful. The project is currently seeking distribution and highlights bold, underrepresented voices in African cinema. Now to our next highlight. Actress and singer Halle Bailey has been granted a restraining order against ex-boyfriend and rapper Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., better known as DDG, over allegations of ongoing abuse. Bailey, 25, claims DDG was physically, emotionally, and verbally abusive throughout their relationship, which ended in 2023. She accuses him of violent behavior, including slamming her face into a steering wheel and threatening her after unlawfully entering her home. A judge has ordered DDG to stay away from Bailey and their one-year-old son until a court hearing on June 6, where the order may be extended for up to 5 years. Now let's check out Channel 1 TV's Top 10 Countdown.
Number 10. Obrami boy give me one mame ya with the jika crami nienti me mani wana Number 9. Number 8. Number 7. Number 6. Number 5.
I need some help. Put my head on fire can't cool. My head on fire can't cool.
Number 4.
Look at that bomb bomb, look at that waist. What a bomb bomb, baby, my taste. What a bomb bomb, baby, my craze. Look at that face, look at that bomb.
Number 3.
But when some holding, so she's not my desk. Somebody steal my baby. You know that I carry your love. This mama go back up, no.
Number 2.
Don't forget about me so soon. I saw it go, I saw it go, I saw it go, I saw it go.
Number 1.
Shake it to the max. The DJ please turn up the bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max. 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 Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Caribbean girl, me know for tick, me know for top. Yeah, man, I watch my body like say them I watch a match. Yeah, anything him say them girl, I do it like it's tax. I make my own money like the girls in movie trap.
This is the Channel 1 Countdown.
And this is a wrap of today's entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily. For the full scoop on Ghana's vibrant showbiz scene, from exclusive interviews to the latest music and event updates, make sure to visit GhanaWeekend.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Ghana Weekend for real-time updates and behind-the-scenes content. And subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube for in-depth coverage and exclusive video content. My name is Ni Komete Kome.
And of course, there are more entertainment stories on GhanaWeekend.com. Please visit that website and get yourself entertained. It's now time for us to get update in the world of sports, and Yao Mingta is here to give us that. Manchester United,
yes,
and Chelsea will be doing their team tomorrow evening.
Yes. They will be doing their team tomorrow evening. Early kickoff for the latest round of games in the EPL. That's we cannot skip that Man United game. We have to bring it to you live on City 97.3 FM. So make a date with us at 7:15 tomorrow. But we'll start the build up obviously at 7 because that's when the start time for Panorama is. And so, yeah.
Is it a must-win for Chelsea or Man U?
It's a must-win for Chelsea.
Why?
It's a must-win for Chelsea. For Man United, they are in 16th position. They are not going anywhere. Even if they win their remaining games, they are not going anywhere in terms of qualifying to Europe and all that. But with Chelsea, they have something to play for because should they end up winning this game, it boosts their chances of qualifying to the UEFA Champions League. And so, yeah, it is a must-win for Chelsea. Knowing very well that Man United's attention is squarely on the Europa League final. That takes place next week, Wednesday. That's 21st May. And so, yeah, you're likely to see Man United rest a lot of players. They have some injured players as well. And the remaining players, or the ones who are healthy enough, the key ones, you are likely to see them get rested and not feature in this game in order to protect them. And so Chelsea is likely going to play against a weakened Man United, a team that hasn't done so well this season. And so, yeah, I'm fancying their chances of winning in this game. And yeah, it is a must win for them. And based on all the reasons I've just elaborated on. And so if they don't end up winning this game, it will definitely be a surprise, and it will definitely mean that they are on the verge of missing out on the Champions League qualification because their final game, they'll be playing against Nottingham Forest, another team that's in contention also to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. So yeah, must win. Yeah, definitely on Chelsea.
For Chelsea. Which other games are we looking at?
Oh yes, after
weekend?
that game tomorrow, there's Saturday game between Crystal Palace and Manchester City. That's an FA Cup tie. That's the final of the FA Cup. The team that wins it qualifies to the Europa League. And so if Crystal Palace win it, they qualify to the Europa League. But Man City, they are in contention to qualify to the Champions League. So if they win it, and they qualify to the Champions League.
Chris Carter's Man City.
Yeah, Chris Carter's Man City. That slot will be given to a team that will fall or place 7th in the league. And so, yeah, that's how the play will work out once Man City wins it. And for Man City, this season hasn't been great for them, but at the end of the day, as bad as their season has been, they are still in contention to qualify to the Champions League, and they still might end the season winning a title. That's the FA Cup title, should they end up beating Crystal Palace in the final on Saturday. So we'll bring you to you live on City 97.3 FM, that big game on Saturday. Then we'll move over to Sunday and return to the English Premier League games. And in the English Premier League games on Sunday, we are going to have that matchup between West Ham United and Nottingham Forest. Then later we have that big game involving Albert Asante Yeboah's Arsenal taking on Newcastle. And with Arsenal, they are pretty much safe. I think they are going to the Champions League next season. But with Newcastle, they are not just there yet. And so they need to get a point or to get a win against Arsenal to ensure that, they don't go into the final round of games having to look behind and see if the other results are going in their favor before they can count themselves lucky as a team that has qualified to the UEFA Champions League for next season. So There are other games also on Monday and Tuesday, but I'll come back next week, Monday, to
talk
give
about
you
them. Yes.
all the roundup on the games that happen on Saturday, Friday, and Sunday. Then give you the preview to the games that will happen on Monday and Tuesday. So yeah, that's the latest on the EPL. And for fans of Barcelona, I know there are a lot of fans of Barcelona in this house. Later tonight, they will be playing against Espanyol.
Okay.
And should they beat Espanyol, they will be crowned champions of Spain, of the Spanish La Liga.
Wow.
And so, yes, that's the lowdown, a little bit on the lowdown on the La Liga, and your boy Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal.
So later tonight, should they end up beating Espanyol, yes, Barcelona will officially be
Champions
crowned
of Espanyol.
champions of Spain.
Okay.
And so, yes, that's the latest regarding the La Liga. And so, yeah, Lamine Yamal is on the verge of adding another title to his collection. Last season, he ended up winning the Euros, the European Championship with Spain. And so, yeah, we'll need to see how it pans out.
Okay, so that is Yao Minta for you, bringing us updates from the world of sports. Before we go, briefly, some birthday messages on our text console. Happy birthday to Dr. Ethel and Norton Cranip, to my sister, to my father, my friend, my lecturer, and the brilliant voice we all admire on Sister. Today we celebrate you. Your wisdom, warmth, and unwavering strength inspire everyone blessed to know you. You wear every hat with such grace and excellence, and it's simply amazing to witness. May the new chapter bring you joy as deep as your impact, laughter as bright your smile, and blessings as abundant as your kindness. With love and admiration coming from Magdalene Williams and the entire Sister team, which Chris Carter hosts.
Yes. And Philip, just a quick one. And happy birthday. Happy birthday to Henry Yolson. Yeah, big man. A big shout to you. Happy birthday to
Henry Yolson.
Yeah, Henry Yolson, yes.
And today, there's a big one in house.
Yes.
You can't forget Jude Duncan, who would hold us every weekend on breakfast weekend. And also Sunday breakfast. Yeah. The big man himself, and also Bernard Abekwotri, who also comes in here to also entertain us.
All right, so that's it for today's episode of Breakfast Daily, and we hope you actually enjoyed it. Anyway, we will be coming with a fresh episode tomorrow. Make sure you join us at the same time, 7 o'clock, right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Chris Carter.
My name is Philip Nihilate. Many thanks for your time, and keep watching Channel 1 TV.